Team Talk Podcast, episode 13. Myself, Samuel Law. I got quite a bunch of quite a few men today. Coach, what you saying?
Yeah, I'm here, innit? I'm here.
Kev, what you saying, bro?
Yeah, cool. Well.
And a new guest to the show, Digital Dash. What you saying, bro? What you saying?
Yeah, good to be here still.
Cool. A lot of football. It felt like all the football was on a Saturday this weekend, which is good. Obviously, not really no matches on a Sunday, but where do you want to start? Liverpool. Yeah, I think we'll start Liverpool. That was a very impressive display.
Top of the table.
Top of the table, boy.
Patrick, Salah. Yeah.
They're just cleaning up. They're just doing what they're supposed to be doing. You get the majority of.
What was it? Hashtag Klopp. What was that stupid thing?
Elaborate on hashtag Klopp.
That like, oh, he's just a basic manager. I don't know. With the we got a sports script that people were trying to say that they were just trying to say Klopp is just any guy. Basically, what's Klopp really done?
A lot of people are saying.
Listen. People are justified in saying that Klopp's a good manager. People are justified in saying, listen, I'm not going big on Klopp because it's a simple fact of what he just said. He ain't won no trophy.
It's a process, though.
It's a process. But what I'm saying is that right now it's a process. See, this is what I'm saying. People give him the process, but other managers don't get the process. But other managers have won more trophy. But we're not going to go into that right now.
Yeah, let's talk about the game.
Going back to the game.
Bournemouth is not an easy game.
It's not easy as well. And
they're playing well.
The same thing with Liverpool. They're taking care of the little teams. And the little teams.
What they weren't doing last season.
Yes, what they weren't doing last season. So they're taking care of the little teams and they're just blasting them out. And because they know the majority of the points are going to come from the smaller teams.
But quickly, just as you said that, off air, we Dash and Kev, I want to bet you up. You lot said Liverpool would. How do you say about? You said the 4 out of 10 and City.
No, so I was saying City. My point was City never dropping their performance level down below 7 out of 10.
It's like if you had to put your money on it, who would you put your money on to win the league? City or Liverpool? Innit? I'm saying City because City, they've got a standard over the course of the season that they won't drop no matter what.
And you think Liverpool can drop?
Even the game they lost against Chelsea, they played well. They played well in that game.
We'll talk about that as well.
So they'll always maintain that level. But Liverpool have got a shitty performance in them. They've got a 4.
But the performances I've seen of Liverpool when they're playing poor, they still get over the line.
It will happen, I'm telling you.
So you still feel that?
I still think one of the teams will slap them. They'll get slapped.
Because yesterday, I'm not going to lie, I thought, Bournemouth, 12:30 game, they've got the Champions League must-win game. This might be like a game where they get caught off guard. They were professional.
Because I think with Bournemouth, once again, if you can match their intensity, with a team like Liverpool who can, the talent and the football that Liverpool can produce is better than Bournemouth. At the end of the day, you just have to match at 12:30 kickoff, those early kickoffs. You just have to match the intensity that Bournemouth's gonna come out with, and they matched it.
Yeah.
So you know what? I just popped into my mind. I said I just realised it might be an emotional factor. See how the City want the Champions League so much, yeah. When they get to the Champions League, I think they get too emotional and they don't perform. They drop that. What I'm saying is in the league, 7 out of 10, they never drop it. They drop it sometimes because they're trying too hard.
In the Champions League?
In the Champions League, that's for City. Where it happens to, like a team like Liverpool, they got United coming up. We could bop them. As crap as we are, we could actually do something to them because Liverpool feels so passionately about beating United. Them as a club,
when they try,
when you over trying or over trying to do something, sometimes you get lost in listen, just play your natural game. Because if Salah turns up and he's just like, you know what, let's just try it, go out there just as every other game, and they just perform to their normal level, they'll destroy United right now. But I feel like they might get a bit emotional, the whole game and how everything is, the build up and everything, and they just don't turn up. Just like Arsenal didn't turn up against us.
What do you mean experience of like compete, winning a league, like a title run, like they might, that's what you just said. That makes that kind of thing go away because once you've got the experience, you don't get too gassed about we've got to go to our league rivals and go and play a derby. They're like, whatever. It's just really it's another game. These lot are just building it up and they'll turn up and they'll do their job.
But when you haven't got that in them, like Champions League final, Liverpool, you lot didn't do or show up the way you had been showing up. It was like the occasion was too much for you.
So doesn't that go back to what coach is saying with Klopp? Like you get to these positions, but then the last
where I respect him and where I don't like what people are trying to say to me is, see, if a manager comes into a club and his job, in my opinion, his job is to make sure he puts you in position to keep getting there. As long as the manager keeps putting you in that area, semi-final, let's say Champions League, as long as he can keep taking you to that semi-final area, semi-finals, finals, semi-finals, finals, you're gonna win one of them. That's what United did in that season when we won the one after 99, then we won it in 08. That's Fergie just kept getting us there, then boom, we won one. Then it was like, okay, it weighs up.
And let's not forget the crap he inherited when he took over Liverpool, bro. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
yeah, Brendan they were
He's had to put in work, you know.
Transition after transition after
Brendan nearly won the league.
But I was just about to say that.
Brendan nearly won the league with
Everyone
that.
keeps saying that, but basically Brendan Rodgers was a slip away from probably winning the league. So it's not like he inherited a bag of rubbish or something like that.
Suarez wasn't there when he took over.
No, but I'm saying that they were going for the title. It was basically Gerrard's slip that killed the season.
Messed up, but in the Palace.
Yeah, but Klopp didn't have those players though that Brendan Rodgers had. He didn't have Suarez. Suarez was the best player.
I see what Dash is saying. That Liverpool side was a lot stronger. Yeah. Brendan Rodgers got
stronger.
Actually he built it. I'll give it to Brendan.
Klopp had Sterling though.
Yeah, but
Klopp had Sterling.
When Sterling was heading out,
and satisfied. So Sterling had seen big players go.
I get you. Klopp was on
and didn't Brendan Rodgers buy Firmino?
Oh, was it? Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm giving it to Brendan. No one's discussing Brendan here. Yeah. He built it, but it dismantled at the same time. So for Klopp, we're talking as we're talking about Klopp. Klopp had to come in and do.
Put it this way, he's brought the winning mentality.
Oh, no. Hold on. Even before you don't have a winning mentality when you win. That's number one. Yeah. Number two.
No. Winning games.
Winning games. Cool.
They're winning games.
Cool. So basically, the players that he's brought in as well, the significant ones, Van Dijk,
very good signings,
and the keeper, which they need.
Keita, the whole spine.
But once again, he's had to sell his best player at the time for truckloads of money to reinvest in buying a couple players to fix up that spine.
Which one?
Well, he sold Coutinho for 140.
So
then he got Van Dijk, and then he's got Alisson already. Yeah. So that makes the
Keita
spine.
was signed and it was already coming.
Let's go. So that's what he's done. well.
Bearing on that, looking at all those signings he's made, how many flops has he had, please? How many out of all the signings he's had?
It's too early to say flop.
Exactly.
Klopp is doing a fantastic.
What I'm saying. See, this is what I'm saying. Once you put 18, 19 games together, we've got fans now saying that's success now. But have they put 9 month season together? They haven't done that.
Too early. I get you.
Klopp is doing the final. That's a good start. Let's go.
What's he?
Before that, he had before that Champions League, he had the Europa League final. I lost that.
That's all progression, isn't
But it goes with what Kev is saying.
What I'm saying is that when you say progression, that's different to they've arrived. They haven't arrived.
I don't think I'm saying they've arrived, but I'm saying the progression.
No, but what I'm saying is that when you was even coming out with a mentality, blah,
all you can ask for, that's what I'll keep
is to win games and just
ask for is to just be in those positions. If you take Arsenal in all their struggle they went through, imagine them going to Europa League finals losing, Champions League finals losing. They'll say thank you very much. They'll be happy. I'll be happy for United to get to the Champions League final and lose.
You see the mentality we got.
No, but look what he's saying, because I remember that time. Looking back, I remember there was a time when we was it 08 we won.
That means you're
we went to a final with Barca.
I'm not happy with the Barca. Barca won us twice.
Yeah, twice. But that means I'm not happy with it. No, I'm not happy with it, but I knew that.
Finals and losing.
But I knew that we were one of the elite.
FA Cup when we beat Spurs and everyone was like, "Oh my days!"
Don't take
blah. And even we played better than Chelsea,
Coach,
in the final.
You're taking it too literally.
Which final is this? The
FA Cup final.
Yeah, okay,
He's taking it too literally.
I'm just saying.
Get into finals and lose. Like that's what I want. No, I'm saying the manager's obviously doing such a good job.
Alright, let me ask you though. When would the fans? Let's just say they went to another final and they lost it. Liverpool this season, and they didn't win the league. Would you still be like, yeah, you know what? We're still getting to finals. That's 3 finals then, if they lost that final again.
No, at that point, that's when you start. You obviously every year you start your expectations go higher and higher.
Do they have to win a trophy this season? Liverpool. Any
With the way you're talking about club.
They have to win a trophy this season. I'll give it to him. He's got pressure on him to even collect one of those cups that I don't respect. Carling Cup,
But
FA
you got to
Cup.
start somewhere.
Alright, so let me ask you, yeah. Can Salah reach the heights that he did last season to help deliver a trophy?
Why not?
Obviously, he scored a hat-trick on the weekend. I was one of the people that was looking at Salah like, maybe he needs a rest. I don't know, since the World Cup, since the shoulder injury, like, I don't know.
I don't think it's just that with Salah. I think, once again, last season he was a surprise.
Yeah.
That's the thing. This season,
No,
you're not a surprise. Teams are more geared up to defend against him. So in the early part of the season, when you're saying that, oh, he's tired, he's rusty, he's this, that. So with him, I think with Salah, wait, hold on. I think with Salah right now, I think he's even sussing his game that he cannot do what he did last season because he got away with it because he was a surprise. Now he has to readjust where he collects the ball.
Klopp's got to try and tweak something.
That's where it is. So I think that's where now he's turning the corner in terms of other teams are keying in on me now as the key player of the team. So I have to reinvent how I play to get away from and then continue his good form.
Before we move on to another team, I think we might as well stick to Liverpool here. So they've got a big game midweek here, where they have to beat. Who did they play? My bad. Napoli. They've got to beat Napoli by either 1-0 or 2 clear goals. Yeah. How do you see that game going? Because that's a must win, and that's a beautiful time to play Liverpool. Weekend.
I'll be surprised if they get through.
I'll be very. If they do that, I'll be surprised.
I'll be surprised to get through because Napoli is no fools. Napoli are no fool. Napoli will gladly come and get the
Where's
draw
the game?
and go home. It's at Anfield. It's at Anfield. But Napoli will come. Once again, those Italian teams are efficient. That's what they are. There's nothing superstarish about them, but they know how to get the job done. And Napoli's a good team. They're top in the group. Are they not top in the group?
Listen, you look. I feel like Liverpool.
Napoli's not topping it.
Liverpool are gonna do.
Who's topping it?
PSG are topping it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, but then Napoli.
Because PSG are through, right? Or no?
Yeah, PSG are through.
No, I don't think so. It's gone down to the last
Quickly
day.
check that. We need to check
Oh,
that.
PSG could have gone out.
No, but by beating Liverpool, I'm sure the PSG were through.
Did something.
I don't think so.
Well, what was I gonna say?
Napoli are top.
Napoli
9
are
points.
top.
PSG are second, 8 points. Liverpool are third, 6 points.
So PSG are obviously gonna win their game.
Well, you don't know.
No.
You don't know.
But see, back to what you were saying about the 4 out of 10. You're right, because that Red Star game, they were so poor.
Exactly.
I did not expect them to lose that.
I don't like how Dash is getting the credit for that point. That was my point.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't
But
like
yeah. You said that's a 4 out of 10. Yeah. And that will come back to bite them if they lose. If they go out, and okay, now let me ask you: if they go out, and they go to Europa, what happens to the league? Kind of.
They're not raining on our parade. That Europa is ours, man. That's our team.
Who's your team?
Arsenal, bro. That's
Okay,
our
we'll
team.
get to Arsenal.
That's our
We'll get to Arsenal.
That's our
But
team.
you know that once they go to Europa, I mean the traveling, everything.
Are United through?
Yeah, United are through.
Oh, what you mean on their league form?
Yeah, I mean the league form. I'm saying how would their league kind of form be affected?
I think it could affect them still. I think it could affect them because I would say out of Liverpool and City have the strongest squad, innit? City have madness to come off the bench, innit? And I don't know how Liverpool are gonna,
Has anyone
how they're gonna cope with, the pressures of the league. Now they're actually toe to toe with City and they've got all these distractions Europa League. I don't know how that's gonna affect them still. So
Again, another one. Does anyone realise that Pep might go and buy a striker in January?
Yeah, we're gonna get to that as well because you know what? Let's talk about that now. So someone's had to go, kind of like get me at one point. I mean, this was the first time since I think 30 years or so where two teams were undefeated at this point of the season. Yeah, both teams have done well to get to that point. But yesterday, Chelsea showed City Wagwan. Sarri, he's impressive. I know we spoke about Sarri on a couple podcasts ago, but I'm looking at him closely and the way he moves, he knows what he's doing. And I'm gonna watch him next season because, like you said, in the first season, you always have to give them benefit of the doubt.
That's all hindsight.
I don't want to give Sarri that kind of credit yet. And the other thing is Chelsea are like they should be more pissed than anyone because they've had the formula a few times in the last 5 or 6 years.
Explain.
Listen, if Costa's still in that side, if Diego Costa is with Sarri and this Chelsea team, they are challenging for the title all day long. They're missing that focal point at the top. And then that is what they just need. They just need that Diego Costa back at the top as a number 9. And all year, they'll be right there with Liverpool. I wouldn't put Liverpool any higher than they would just be the beast that they were. But they've just come
Hazard
backwards.
doing his madness right now.
Players are developed.
Jorginho consistent,
And then they would have like these kind of Barclays and Loftus-Cheek as coming through. The guys coming through there where they can rest players and go and play, league.
So obviously yesterday,
Europa, right?
yeah. So yesterday Chelsea went with no number 9 as well as City. Morata was dropped. Are we seeing a way to beat City in the sense of no? Man, shut it down straight away.
Because
the movement.
No, because at the end of the day, to me in the final third, City weren't ruthless enough.
Yeah, first half they could have been out of it. Yeah.
But what Chelsea did is what I was texting you about as well when you tried to say, oh, why can't United play like this against City? When you're counter-attacking, with Pedro, Willian and Hazard, it's completely different ball game. They will make you pay when they get up there. That's what they will do. Once they counter-attack on you and you give them the space, those quality of players will make you pay. So that's the thing that worked into Sarri's advantage. Right. When you get the ball up to them three, it's not if you give them space, City, they will punish you.
I don't want to get too into it now, But you know what I'm gonna say. What am I gonna say, Coach? What am I gonna say?
What are you gonna say?
What I was gonna say? We're still talking about City, Chelsea. We're still talking about this. We're gonna talk about Jose after. But I feel like Jose sets his team up defensively, and offensively he lets his team he looks clueless. So with their goal where Kante scored, the way Luis hit that cross-foot pass to Pedro and Willian was already gone on the left side. That was planned. That's not luck. He knew to leave that left back, and Pedro got back to him.
The ball to small, then let him switch that 70-yard ball. To Rashford or Mata over there. Matten can cut in, then they can spray it out wide to Rashford over there, the racehorse, and then he can make the right decision. Wonderful, man.
No. We're not talking about that now. We're talking about City still. Wonderful. So you don't feel that the no number 9 is a way to affect City to where, like, if Morata was playing yesterday, I think the defenders would have had an easier time. But because Hazard was moving across the lines.
Same the other way, when I look at City, if Aguero was there, it would have been a different game.
How do you feel City are without Aguero? Like you said earlier, Kev, about buying a striker.
Aguero is probably one of the most underrated Premiership strikers that I have seen. He don't get the adulation.
Or ever, you mean?
I'm talking about ever.
You're talking about ever.
When Aguero, see Aguero, he's one of them strikers, that he don't do nothing special, but the basics that he does are just so special. If that makes sense.
100%.
Like he's just dangerous. Like he looks like one of those strikers. Oh, he's small. He's a bit.
But the thing is, people are saying now that like I think even people in the sports group yesterday were saying City actually need to buy a striker. Like without Aguero, they're done. But I remember at one point when Pep wasn't playing Aguero and he was playing Gabriel Jesus and it was working. Is it just...
what it is as well, once again, it's just Jesus. You've got Aguero and Jesus. The whole point of Jesus, he's not as good as Aguero, but he's an adequate beast striker.
Let me ask you, because Kev, you were in the group yesterday.
Beast striker.
Kev, you were in the group yesterday, yeah? And...
He's not Rashford.
Wait, someone said, City needs to buy a new striker because I just don't rate Jesus.
Why?
I said, what? Since when is like you're so in the moment? Shout out Sid. I was talking to Sid. I said, "Oh, you're in the moment. Like you're just saying that." He was like, "No." The guy started pulling that receipts. You can search on your WhatsApp group. all the man them have been saying they don't rate Jesus. And then even my guy, Lloyd, that likes Jesus, was like, yeah, since the World Cup, he wasn't it. What do you think of Jesus?
They're looking at Jesus like an A-class striker, and he's not. Just because you play with Neymar on the international stage doesn't mean you're an A-class striker. He is an adequate B-class striker. That's the category that I put him in. I don't put him in.
Jesus is like 21.
But it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is that I'm not talking about his age. I'm talking about his quality. His quality is when you talk about B-class strikers around the world, he's in that group. He's not in part of the A.
To be 21 and Brazilian and playing in English league, it's not easy. I don't think.
He wasn't even playing football at 15.
That young.
I don't know how your coach, you're assessing him as a B-class striker at 21. When if you take it to let me finish. If you take it to say, was it 2 seasons ago when they were all there, Rashford, Jesus, Mbappe, these are all one of the most.
They were the same class.
They were.
No. I'm talking about the same class. I mean, when they came out, when they first jumped on the scene.
Don't ever mention Rashford.
His issues with injuries as well.
Exactly, he's just been injured. No.
He came to the club injured, right?
So wait, I think
don't you agree with my point in terms of he's not part of the A-list strikers that's going to lead a team to the promised land. He's a good replacement. He's good.
He has been given a chance at City
to lead the team.
No. But right now he's not in a position to. He's a B. When I say B class, I mean he's part of the. You know when you have a squad.
You see how Giroud, people say Giroud is a B team, B class striker. So you got your main striker, and when Diego Costa,
the way City plays, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but watch this. Name me a top class striker, that A class striker.
Diego Costa, like you said.
Yeah.
Does Diego Costa start ahead of you for then Aguero?
My point is there's a lot of top class A class strikers that still fall behind Aguero because he's that good.
So you're saying another team, Jesus can lead that team? He's not a B class.
I feel like he could these kind of players. Rashford, the same thing. These guys are Stratford. These guys are strikers. Yeah, I believe their development is being held up by not being able to play the position and learn the position. Just like Harry Kane only became what he was because he was out there on loan,
playing every week,
playing, and then it clicked. He came back under Sherwood. It just clicked one season,
I agree,
and he started firing, and everyone was like, "Oh!" But had he never been given this opportunity,
stop.
Coach would be telling you this. He would be good if Rashford is a racehorse. I don't know what Kane would have been before he would have been
the hardest players to develop.
He would have been
the hardest position to bring a player through.
Elaborate on
so
that.
hard. It's you can't predict. It's almost like, I don't know, you can't almost coach or develop a top class striker. It's either you have it or you know, and it's hard to predict when a top class striker is going to be born. You can't, you know what I mean? Is that you can sort of predict, he's going to be a top class central defender. He's going to be a good midfielder.
He's got the attribute.
We've got the boss strikers. They're just so rare. It's a rare breed. They're hard.
What would you see him as? When you looked at him, did you think, he's going to be a top class striker?
Yeah. The way he burst onto the scene, as a young 18-year-old scoring important goals, scoring important goals.
When he first came onto the scene, did you think, we might have something here?
Come on, this guy.
See, this is
after the fact kind of guy.
This is what I can't take.
I'm sure you were talking a whole different type of lingo.
This is the English thing that I can't deal with. Guys are pumping up Rashford, no. Guys are pumping up Rashford, but they're not giving no ratings to Jesus. I'm done, Samo.
Wait, hold on.
I'm done.
See, coach.
I'm done.
No, they gave credit to.
No. What I'm saying
is that
I want to say, is Rashford better than Jesus?
No.
Okay, cool.
So then where you going?
No, because I thought because when you said in the football group, was he saying that he was that? It was the others that were saying. Okay, I thought you was part of that crew saying Jesus is not this. Okay, now that's fine. As long as you know that Jesus is better than Rashford, I'm fine.
Alright, so quickly before we come off City, so now that Liverpool's ahead, do you reckon that's just a weekly thing? Because obviously they got United. We'll talk about that as well, but they got United. Like, meaning that it's not like now they're in the lead. That's it. Obviously, it's going to go back and forth.
Like I said, I don't deviate from that point. City will not drop their level too many times this season, and they will continue to grind out, blast teams that Liverpool struggle against. City are the side that you can be sure by 3 goals they will clear certain
Gonna be
teams.
burning Liverpool's
And
back.
that kind of pressure, you concede.
Guys, I'm getting worried because the thing is, I hear you, I hear what you're saying, but just look at this week alone. They went to Burnley. That's not an easy place. I know Burnley are not on form,
Yeah,
but it's
they're
not an easy
chasing
place.
City.
They brought Shaqiri in.
They're
Like,
chasing City, but City's gonna be chasing them. It's a different kind of pressure. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like when you've got like a target, you're chasing your target. Guys, let's go, let's win. We've got to chase them. We've got.
Nah, but Van Dijk, when
it's the other way around, boy.
nah, but when they asked Van Dijk, he was saying, "Don't tell me anything about the league. I don't want to hear nothing about the title. We're just playing a game as it comes."
To say that.
Like,
Yeah, and he has to have that kind of.
And I think that's the best way.
Yeah, he has to though. City can think of the league and still perform. They have to confine their minds into a certain place and go, no, don't talk to me about the league before he's like, I don't even give the analogy, but if he thinks about it, it will just all crumble for him. Do you see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Whereas City are comfortable, they're like,
they've done it before.
Did you watch that document? Have you seen a bit of that?
it's
City
like, of course, I watched the whole thing.
Relentless. Pep is like, there's no, like, do you know what I'm trying to say? It's different. It's different, bro.
Yeah, Pep.
I'm not saying they won't cope. I'm not saying that they won't get to, we're top now, guys, let's go. I'm not saying that won't happen, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm trying to say? If I had to put my money on it, I don't know,
Yeah.
man. It's hard.
Well, according to Kev, City was going to run away with it this season.
Yeah, you did say that. You did say that. Yeah,
I don't see anything happening, but a City running away with
I'm
it.
not even going to change my mind.
You just say
because
that.
I feel like I just look at City and something about me, like a couple of injuries and then they'll put in Lovren or what. I just can't see them like
Sustaining
tailing on
it,
the
yeah.
season. I feel like they're not going to be able to when it counts.
Well, you know what it is like what you're saying about in terms of consistency, a very important period is coming up now. Christmas period. We know how that is.
That's another thing.
Yeah, we
Van
know how
Dijk
that
and
is.
Gomez, that partnership.
It's a very good one.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Now let's see, innit?
They've improved, I don't know.
A bit of a dark topic, a dark one. During the game yesterday,
Which game?
the City Chelsea game, screenshot or however you want to call it came out. It was on social media floating about the racial abuse.
Being shot.
No, sorry, a video. So yeah, it wasn't even a screenshot. It's a video. About 4 Chelsea fans in the front row, literally hurling abuse at Sterling. Yeah,
And an abuse.
bruv, it was abuse, and then you can hear.
What type of abuse?
But then you can hear like one of the fans. Well, you can see if you lip read, one of the fans was saying "effing black CUN," yeah. And so I think they're investigating that person now. But what like I don't know, yeah.
Was he not standing next to a black man as well?
He was standing next to a black man, yeah.
A black Chelsea fan.
Black Chelsea fan.
Was standing next to him as he
can see.
child abuse to another the opposing team player, calling him a black cunt.
And listen, Uncle Tom's are living.
No, but
They're around, bro.
yeah, but
He's got a-
in all honesty, he's surrounded. But
Yeah,
they're
that's
like,
what
what are
he's
you doing there? To be honest with you, you know you can sniff it when you know you're not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
You're there, but they probably called him that 1,000 times, but he's like, fucking.
Listen, what it is the whole racial thing and all that. It's just borderline racial and ignorance as well. It happens a lot in Italy as well. So you see when Sterling's about to pick up the ball, take a corner, you're a black this, you're a black this, you're a black that. That's all great. But when Willian goes to the same corner, come on, Willian, yes, whip it in, let's score it. So it's borderline. It's just the ignorance.
But
the
what I'm
racial
saying
thing.
is-
that's why I always say when it comes to players, all this when fans talk about just have some pride and play for the shirt. Forget playing for the shirt. Just play for your name on your back, your teammates, your coach, etc., etc. Because once you switch shirts, that's when you're still gonna get racial. Like tomorrow, if Willian went to City and City went back to Stamford Bridge, that same fan, what's he gonna do? You black this, you black that. So we just got to understand.
I think what I'm trying to get at.
Chelsea keep exposing themselves though. Chelsea keep exposing themselves. Their names they're always in the mix with
I don't want to say anything
this situation.
controversial, but I can't stand that club.
They keep was it not that a few seasons ago the fans coming back and see they've got history.
But
They've
we know,
got
but
history.
we know about
You don't hear about that.
Yeah,
with Arsenal.
Pedophile thing,
You
the
don't hear that about that with United.
Yeah, you when it comes to clubs like Chelsea, even Spurs to a certain degree as well.
They threw the banana on the pitch the other day.
Spurs are the same way. I know tons of Spurs fans, and even the way they just I don't know how to explain it, but Spurs fans, Chelsea fans, they're the clubs that they're known for this racism.
I don't understand that though. So Kante scores and you celebrate.
This is the ignorance.
Hold on.
It's
the slave master theory.
If you're my slave, then it's all good.
Okay,
if you're the other guy's slave, then listen, you're not making no. You're not doing nothing for me. Basically, no, but that's what it is. Because if once again, if Sterling was to now be a Chelsea player and William was to be a Man City player, William would be getting.
I do think they love
the same thing.
Drogba was a very efficient slave to them. That's what in their minds, in their minds. No, of course, that's not the reality of it. It's for those to them and their whooped heads. Drogba gave them what they wanted, so they got something out of Drogba. So they will respect him for what he was. They weren't respecting him as a man.
Let me take it back to Sterling though. Yeah, is there something about Sterling that, or is it just what he represents?
Yeah, so this is
that white people just don't like.
So this is what it is.
Doing it at the highest level of English football.
This is what
winning league titles, doing his thing at the biggest club in this country. They can't take it. They want Harry Kane there instead of Sterling. That's what it is, and they can't take it.
Yeah. It's true. Trying to say. And the thing about it with Sterling, you have to also look at his backstory, who his agent is, and all that sort of stuff. Once you do research into Sterling, the industry don't like Sterling, not because of Sterling. It's also got down to do with his agent and all that sort of stuff, and how his agent's gone up in Liverpool, big club like Liverpool, say, listen, if you're not slapping that 100+ bags on the table, I'm off.
Like, how dare you leave Liverpool?
How dare you? How dare you?
You leave Liverpool and
But if it's Suarez, you're not saying nothing. If it's other players, you're not saying nothing. So once he's done that, he's now painted as the... Because don't forget, a lot of these clubs got affiliations with newspapers, media outlets and that. So once a powerful club like Liverpool, they can go and chat to certain media outlets, man, this is what Sterling's done, this is what he's done, he's got a gun in his leg, this, that, blah, blah, blah. And all, he's got 4 kids at 19.
Yeah, so I'm going to talk about that now. So I'm going to look for this, if I can quickly find it. So the day after the game, Sterling posted on Instagram. So he screenshotted 2 Daily Mail pictures, yeah? One of them is of I can't remember this young player's name.
That defender, is there a defender?
Yeah, it's a Man City.
Is that Nigerian kid?
Yeah. So a black young player at City, and the tabloid, the headline was "Young Manchester City footballer 20 on 25,000 a week splashes out on a mansion on the market for 2.5 million, despite having never started a Premier League match." Yeah.
Who screenshotted that?
Sterling. This is Sterling's. This is Sterling's Instagram. This is Sterling's Instagram. Yeah. And then he screenshotted another picture. Manchester City started Phil Foden buy his new £2 million home for his mum. Yeah. So this is what Sterling wrote under this. This is his caption. Yeah. Good morning. I just want to say I am not normally the person to talk a lot, but when I think I need my point to be heard, I will speak up. Regarding what was said yesterday at Chelsea, you can see by my reaction, I just had to laugh because I don't expect no better. For example, here you have 2 young players starting out their careers. Both play for the same team. Both have done the right thing, which is buy a new house for their mothers who have put in a lot of time and love into helping them get where they are. But look how the newspapers get their message across for the young black player and then for the young white player. I think this is unacceptable. Both innocent have done nothing wrong. But just by the way it has been worded, this young black kid is looked at in a bad light, which helps fuel racism and aggressive behaviour. So for all the newspapers that don't understand why racist in this day and age, all I have to say is have a second thought about fair publicity and give all players an equal chance. And you can imagine Ian Wright, everyone was flooding it.
Yeah, that's when I saw Rio.
Oh, sorry, that's his name. Tosin Aderobayo, and he commented and said, "Spot on, bro." Ian Wright, everyone was in the comments. I can find what.
So this is my thing with players like Sterling and whatnot. Yeah, you can post and do all that stuff and yada yada yada. You've put attention to it, but you now have to start putting some action behind your words. In terms of, there's enough black players in this Premier League, to come together and say, yo, for one game, ain't none of us playing.
Do you reckon?
No, but listen, see, look at the reaction.
Yeah, I know.
This is my.
Bro, winning 3 points.
See my reaction. Did you see the reaction? The fact that I just put that out there, the reaction was, bro, 3 points. That's my whole thing.
No, I'm banning. That's banner.
So I get what Sterling is trying to do, shed light on it, but unless there's action taken, there's no point.
You know what? Can I say?
I agree with action. I'm not sure about that as being the action. The first port of call you're going to is they should boycott. That's mad. Like you're jumping.
Wait, listen. Before you say that, I think what he's done, what I've just read out, I'm telling you, that's genius.
Courage.
It's genius. No, forget the courage. But what it is,
there's loads of players
he's
that
put a
know
limelight. What he's done is put a limelight on the media, saying because the media have come out saying disgusting. Daily Mail, their back pages are vile, blah 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 about what this guy's done. Sterling saying, listen, don't now say it's vile. Look at how you worded So now he's put almost like the impetus on them, like you have to change what you do. So now the light is on them. So the next time they want to do it, they've got to think twice.
When did this happen? Sorry, when did this happen?
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
He posted yesterday after the game.
If no other paper, but this is always how it goes. If another paper doesn't put this Daily Mail on blast to show them that Sterling does this and make that comparison and puts it out there and it gets all covered up, then they're all in it together, man.
What I'm saying is that you don't need Sterling to know that all these guys are from the same industry and they're all in it together. This is my whole point. If you're not gonna come together with Sterling, it's all great commenting and this and that. We know what social media is. It's here today, gone tomorrow. That's what it's about. Where's your action as players? There's enough important black players in the Premier League to say for one game, we are not going to play. And you know what's going to happen after that? There's going to be some major action happening between the clubs. Major action that's going to happen.
For a Spurs fan to throw a banana on the pitch, that's like 80s. Nothing's changed.
What's happening with Spurs?
Nothing.
Apparently the fan they're doing an investigation and a fan will get banned. Yeah. But who's going to know this? Who's going to know this?
Listen, I feel like you can do it a lot better. Deduct points. Anytime they
agree. That's why I agree.
It will never happen again.
The fans who, so let's just say with Chelsea, deduct points from them.
If you deduct points, they'll go whoa. They will literally to throw a banana from your own side. That means you want all your boys, all the people around you to rush.
This is the problem.
Because they'll be like, you want to finish our club.
This is the problem with that theory. Now, if you're going for the title, whatever it is, Liverpool and Man City. They know that you're deducting points for that sort of behaviour. I'm a Man City fan. Liverpool going for the league. You know, I might just go and buy out a Liverpool ticket, put on a Liverpool shirt, and start yelling at some racial abuse. Someone catch me on video. I'll put it out there. Liverpool have deducted points. This is where it gets into the grey area. So the only action that you need as black players is to come out and boycott one match. You're gonna see the response that you're gonna get from every single club if all of you can do it. But guess what? Sterling might do it. A couple other black players might do it, but you got other black players saying, listen, bro, I support you, Sterling, I'll give you a like, I'll repost it and all that, but I am not...
Same thing that's happened in the NFL with Kaepernick.
If you're not gonna take some action, stop. You're saying that these people are hurling racism at you, but you have to understand the people that are sorting this whole, we're gonna ban the fan and that, the majority of them are white. However you want to slice and dice, it's not black people taking care of the investigation, that is white people. And that banana throw that was at Aubameyang or whatever, that fan might get banned. Who's that fan? Do you know? They could just put in the media that we found a fan and he's banned, but they might have done no investigation.
Something definitely has to happen. Whether or not they boycott games, boycott speaking, they could do a Fergie and say, I'm not talking to that player. You get no media coverage from me, I'm not talking. You could turn around and say, imagine you man of the match. No, I'm not talking to none of the media lot because you lot don't respect me. Simple and plain.
That's great, but there's other players.
Because you're only no, that's what I'm saying. They all do it together.
It's not gonna make. It's not gonna make.
It's not gonna make solidarity.
There's not gonna make no. There's not gonna be no action if you turn around as black players. Say we don't chat to the media. Okay, cool. We just chat to Harry Kane. We're cool. We're not really interested in. We'll just chat to the highly profiled white players. Cool, if you want to do that. But I'm talking about when you tell your manager, as Sadio Mane said, yo, I'm 100% fit, but I ain't playing. I'm chilling with Sterling. Fernandinho, all you man at Man
different
City,
clubs as well.
You're going to see the managers tell the hierarchy, listen, you need to start doing something here because these guys ain't playing football. Yeah, because you guys are not doing nothing, and that's just one game.
Like our reaction to when you said boycott was like, nah.
That's my whole point. Yes,
Right.
That's the only thing that's gonna. I'm 100% fit. I'll be in the stands. I'll be supporting my boys and all that sort of stuff. But for this cause right here, we are all the same skin tone.
You reckon they'll get fined?
There's 100 grand. Who
The players will get fined by the club.
Should I keep it jiggy with
What I'm
you?
saying
Should I keep it 100 with you? There are certain clubs that will start booing that player that's not playing on the pitch. That's how. No,
So that's even the problem
they'll
right
give
there.
him abuse.
But that's the problem right there.
But then for them booing, they're not realizing what he's doing,
Thank you.
That's
and that's on them. That's on the fans.
That's the cost you pay, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the cost you got
There's
to
like
pay.
people booing players that are kneeling for the national anthem. It's bigger
It's
than.
bigger. It's big. Whether you earn 50 grand, 100 grand, 300
playing.
grand, you will always be black.
The point is about
You
putting
all-
pressure on
Yes.
the big clubs in this country
Exactly.
to take action.
Yes.
All this wearing racism t-shirt.
No, it doesn't do nothing.
More
Don't
than
do
that.
nothing, yeah.
Doesn't do
Listen,
nothing.
I'll give you a perfect example. Go and say something gay to a player on the pitch. And you get found out saying that as a player. See what's going to happen to you. See, they got armbands.
Hold on a
Yeah,
second.
yeah.
Wait,
Can't
They
put
got
armbands.
armbands
Hold on,
out there
wait.
making
The
action
difference,
against.
because let's be clear. The difference in a player making if another player said it to Sterling, first of all, Sterling's guy, he's gonna lose his head. But considering he was a fan, the way he was able to compose himself is because you're thinking.
Okay, so you tell me this. With
It's not a player
with the
issue
whole-
here. We have a fan
With
issue
the,
here.
with the whole LBGT and all that sort of stuff, getting their rainbow armbands put on players. Don't forget, it's getting put on you. You might not even support that cause, but your club saying, "Yo, you got to put that on." You know why? Because we've had so much pressure from that community that do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to do it. So if you're a captain of a club
did
right
Yaya
now,
Toure ever push one of those things? Because there was a lot of
Where's
things
Yaya
Yaya
now?
Toure. Yeah, but Yaya played. He was a prominent player in the league for a few
where
years.
is Yaya now?
He's finished. His career is old.
Yeah,
man.
but
Okay.
the point is, if they slap it on your kit,
Yeah.
you have to wear your kit. That's
Right,
your
right
uniform.
now, no.
That's your uniform, innit?
Well,
That's
it's not
your
a ban no more.
No,
They've
no.
already
I'm
printed
just
it.
saying, it's not-
What if they do?
Yes, he said,
What
what
if
if
they
they do?
did?
What are you going to do as a player?
Wow.
See,
have to wear
this is
it.
what I'm trying to say.
Wow.
But guess what? They've put so much pressure on you from the pressure that they've been put on by that community to say, listen, we feel like we've been this, we feel like we've been ostracized.
What
all
Coach
that
is saying,
sort of
if black
stuff. But look at
players
that
sat
action.
down, you'll be forced to make a change.
You'll be forced.
But yeah, alright, cool. That was a good discussion actually. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Shout out Sterling, man. He's a bad boy for that. Before we talk about United, I think let's touch on Spurs quickly. Yeah. So Spurs were impressive against Leicester last night as well. No Harry Kane, resting him for the midweek game. I don't want to touch too much on the Premiership game, but okay, they won that. Well done to them. I thought maybe they'll drop points for United because that's not an easy place to go. Leicester. So I thought maybe they might drop points. But
You said drop points for United or what?
no, drop points. Yeah, for United to catch up to top 4.
Oh,
You still don't think we're gonna?
still talking about top 4. It's
I
your
don't
second name
understand.
Glazer.
Well, I want.
Top 4 is anyway.
Wait. Let's talk about Spurs. But let's talk about the Champions League game. Yeah, Spurs have got Barcelona. Is Tottenham?
If they beat
Is Tottenham Napoli?
Barca.
Wait, is Tottenham Barcelona the same day as Liverpool match?
It's the same
Oh,
thing, it's the same thing, yeah.
which match are you gonna watch? Which match are you gonna watch, Kev?
I don't know. I'll have to be flicking through until
I think it's Tottenham Barca for me.
No, literally, I'll just be. No, because that's a pop. That's a pop.
So no, I'm saying is Liverpool have to win that game against Napoli, and then Barcelona, Tottenham have to beat Barcelona.
Between the channels.
I'm just popping. I'm just like, oh,
I'll
Messi
probably
scored
watch the
again.
Spurs game though.
Spurs, yeah, because that's that new camp, and they got a match Inter Milan's scoreline. So yeah, Spurs could be going Europa League as well.
Apparently it's Arsenal's though, isn't it? So.
Spurs can go Europa League as well. This could be so mad. Europa League will be lit Thursday nights.
English team will definitely
But yeah. So I don't know. So
Pochenttino Spurs.
yeah, Pochenttino, man. This is the way Spurs play. Yeah. No, coach. Come on. Just take your United hat off for a second.
Like I said, I'm saying when we
Pochenttino-
get to that segment, I've got stuff to say.
Pochenttino,
Go.
yeah.
You can't take away anything from
I'm
him.
just jealous when I
Can't
watch
take any
football.
away from him.
Simple.
Can't take any away.
I just
He's
admire the guy.
I admire.
I admire him that he's under no pressure to win trophies. He's under no pressure to mount a title challenge. He's working with house money. It's wonderful. He's playing good football, and he's doing what he's supposed to be doing
with the resources that he's got.
That's what
Not
I'm saying.
like
What I'm saying is that for what he has to do, he's top.
So
Why
he
has
is top.
Why has he not cried about being given the money to go and spend and buy players?
Hold on.
Why is he not crying?
What I'm saying.
Why is he not crying? What am I supposed to do?
Why does Pochenttino need to cry about not getting money? There's no pressure on you.
Jose can do it.
No, because Jose is going for the league. That's what he's saying.
Just promote young players. Do what you do as you do.
But what's going on with the two teams?
He's not understanding what I'm saying.
He's saying the objectives for Tottenham, what David Levy's putting, what Daniel Levy is putting on Poch is different from what Jose's objectives are.
I don't believe that though. I don't necessarily believe that. Not for this season. They haven't told Jose go and win the league. They haven't told him that. How?
In the summer, his third season.
You know
what? No, we're not talking about Spurs no more. We're talking about United.
To back Dash's point, there was an article that released, to say, and this connects within the statement that was given with Jose.
We're not there yet.
Oh, but it's all connects, so we might as well just free it up. Jose Mourinho, the statement was to say, you read it in a bit, I'm sure, basically along the lines of he's very happy, the club is very happy with him, yada yada yada. But Jose Mourinho, you've come into United, you've got us going. I've even lost my train of thought. You've come into United, you've got us going, and you're not doing what Pochettino's done. At the end of the season, if you don't get us in the top 4, we have to pay, and we want to sack it, and we are able to let you go without having to compensate you 25 million.
Because you didn't get in top 4.
Because you didn't get in top 4. Is that not an expectance of you to get into the top 4? That's an expectance. We've given you a contract. It's obviously, if we're going to sign you, if we want to get rid of you, we'll have to pay you 26 million. I'm hearing. But if he fails to make the top 4, we don't have to pay that 25 mil. For me personally, as individually as a fan, I'm saying it's like the best thing for us to do is give him that 25, 26 mil now, get rid of him, and throw the money at Pochenttino and tell him, listen, the money's all there. Come and do what you did at Spurs.
Rago! I won't punch, man. Listen,
are you on Spurs or are we moving on?
We're moving on, man.
Okay,
we're moving on.
So can I just answer to what he's saying? When he's saying throw the money at it, this is what I'm trying to say. You're looking at Pochenttino through a Spurs lens. Like I said, there's no pressure there. They've got a big stadium that they've had to finish. That stadium's now cost more than before. They're gonna go through the Arsenal transition where you have to promote youth. Yeah, Pochettino's the best manager for it. That's why listen.
Say that again.
Listen. Have you realized
for what?
For promoting youth and making them okay. But what I'm saying,
said it too quickly.
No, listen. But what I'm saying is this, yeah. Have you realised Pochettino since the beginning of the season how he's always said, the stadium's not going to be a problem. We're fine at Wembley, this, that, and the other, and he's got his new contract. You know why? Because Levy sat down with him. There's no pressure here, young sir. There's no pressure here. Bring the players that you can bring within our budget. Bring the youth team players. Everything about the football is yours, Poch. I'm not going to interfere whatsoever. Because you're not. Listen. Let me finish.
I'm not cutting in.
So when he said, throw the money at Poch and let him come to Man United and stuff. This is what we know about Pochenttino. Yeah, he's good with youth players. Correct. He's good with working with a budget. Yes, he plays exciting football and he's never under pressure to win trophies. I wonder what board would love that combination of good football, promote youth, not under pressure to win big trophies now, yeah, and do what he's doing. What board would love that right now? Trust me, the Glazers would love Pochenttino right now because that's his track record. His track record is not winning big trophies. So when you bring Mourinho in, that's a different sort of pressure because they look at Mourinho's history and say, listen, you're at Man United now, we expect this. Pochettino comes in now, everybody's going to kick their feet up. Just give us some exciting football. Because we can't expect you to win trophies now, Pochenttino. You never won that before. You never done that before. You never been on that pressure.
The fans would demand that though.
No,
we will always demand.
That's what I'm saying.
trophies.
You keep saying that, but look at how passionate he's getting over top 4. If you don't get us in the top 4, you should be.
He was referring to him leaving. Top 4 is in his contract.
But
Yeah,
what I'm saying is that top 4 should be of no interest to fans.
Yeah.
Whether it's not whether
Top 4, when they turn top 4 into a
25
trophy,
million,
yeah.
or he's keeping 25 million, that has nothing to do with us.
interest to fans.
It's not interest
No.
to fans. That's not our business.
That's why when I said top
That's
4
not
earlier and he
our
laughed,
business.
yeah, I laughed as well because I thought, you know what, this is what I'm.
We're falling so low. We're falling so low that we're saying you better finish in the top 4 so we can keep our 25 million. You're not getting none of that money, Kev.
Sorry, let me ask a question. If you don't think top 4 is expected, important. Do you realise what it does to your team if they have to play Europa League football and go for a title?
Yeah, you get Pogba.
No, you don't. You're not challenging for no. You're not challenging for the title. It's too many games. It's too many games.
No, but what I'm listen.
It's too far too much.
But this is my whole
Every
point.
time a team has won it, look at the pattern.
Listen.
When Liverpool went to Europe, when Liverpool went to Europa final, I swear they didn't qualify for Champions League that season. Chelsea, when they won the Europa League, they came 6th or 7th. When we won the Europa League, we came 6th.
When Chelsea won
so
the league,
Listen to what I'm saying. The
top 4 means at
when
least.
you're talking about the Europa League, it's got more significance on it now. When you win it, you go Champions League. So you get two for the price of one. Now.
Yeah, but we're talking about.
But what I'm trying to say is that with the whole situation going back to Pochenttino, Man United fans do not know what they're getting themselves into because they're coming to the fact of getting top 4 and playing attractive football is good enough. No, it's not.
Not for me.
No. You say
I wouldn't put that in Poch. First season, yeah.
Okay.
But after that,
okay.
He
But
has
what
a
I'm saying
challenge.
is that you say that first season, so he's going to settle in the first season.
Yeah.
Now the second season he comes and he's not winning a trophy. What do we do now? Do we sack him?
No.
So what do we do?
We continue and
We continue.
providing he's doing well, like what he said about Klopp. If he's going the right direction.
So we continue to back the man season after season when he's not winning a trophy. That means our mentality is going backwards.
Okay.
You're playing good football and we're satisfied with that. I'm a Man United fan who wants to win trophies. And if the manager cannot live up to that expectation, he should not be there. I feel we have a manager who can live up to that expectation.
Right, no.
I feel we have a board who have a different mentality. They're more business minded. That's why you see the difference when David Gill left and Woodward. David Gill knew what to do footballing wise. I remember he came out of an interview before he left and said he sat down with the Glazers and told the Glazers the reason why your club is the most not richest club, the most valued club, football team is because of the success we've had on the football pitch. Yeah. It's not nothing to do with what's off the pitch. Mm-hmm. So if you want to continue that success, you need to go in. But guess what? Woodward now has come in with the mentality of he understands how social media works, he understands how sponsorship works, he understands how the business side of football is now changing. It's not like before where you had to be the guys winning the trophies to make money. He's now gone to the Glazers and let them know the blueprint of you don't need to win trophies to make money. Don't forget the Glazers have the mentality of NFL owners. NFL, there's no relegation, there's no league, there's no nothing. Because guess what? Let me finish. Because in the NFL, this is what happens when you do your research. In the NFL, they own the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah. Tampa Bay Buccaneers ain't been doing nothing for donkey years. But guess what? Each team in the NFL get the same revenue cut. No matter what you sell. Yeah, if another team sells more jerseys than you still get their cut of their money. So that's their mentality that they've got. That's why you see in on Sky Sports News and all that, certain clubs are now voting for a Super League. A Super League, every season a Super League. So guess what? There's no relegation in the Super League. Just the powerful teams stay in a 12-man division and play their Super, making money. That's what they want to do.
Samuel, let me go, yeah? Let me just say apologies for everyone that had to listen to what Coach is saying because it's spewing.
Here's the young
garbage.
version.
Let me explain why. Yeah.
That's Arsenal.
Let's start. Yeah, everyone's saying no, Arsenal. I'm sure they're saying coach is a certain person from Arsenal fan theory, and after listen, Leicester won the league. They did not. If Jose Mourinho would have told you it cost 500 million to build a squad, Liverpool have built a title contending side. Jose Mourinho, you spend money. You want the money to just be blasted, the coffers to just be emptied in terms of finance. I'm trying to turn around and say no. It doesn't need to be done like that. We can go and get a Pochenttino who will take. Rashford has come onto the scene a while now, yeah? Yeah? he's not gone. He's not. I don't feel like he's got any better. Whereas I look at the players that were at City with under Pep and under Klopp, they've come on leaps and bounds. They're developing into players
of top talent
with a mixture. He's doing bits and Jose Mourinho in his whole managing career. We've all talked about this. We all knew what we were expecting, but we were in a desperate moment when we brought him on. Yeah, let me get that clear. We were in a desperate period when we brought Jose Mourinho on. He's come into the club, and now it's like, okay, for us to sustain, for you to do what you're trying to do in 2018 and 2019, we can't even make a £90 million bid for a Napoli centre back. They tell us to get lost. We can go before, in the era gone by, Jose Mourinho will go to certain clubs in the league and turn around and make bids for them, and they will just give in. They'll roll over and give us the player that we're looking for. These teams are going 2 middle fingers up. No. What then does that leave you? I made this point, and I was saying it to, I think, Nacy the other day. I said, what then does that leave you with? It means you have to manage. You have to actually be a real manager. You actually have to do it. He's then turning around and saying, but I told you this 10 years ago. I'm saying, at this point, in 2018 and 2019, you cannot do that financially, just BMFing your way to titles no more. You can't do that no more.
So what did Pep do?
Pep has developed players at the same time.
Pep bought right.
Listen,
He bought right and he
what I'm saying,
Pep spent 150 on three fullbacks, but those worked.
Well, this is what I'm saying. Do you think Woodward is going to spend 150 million on fullbacks?
No.
Thank you.
he has to.
No. And that's what he's saying.
He would not do that just to win the league.
Listen, what you lot don't realize is you're both right though. That's the thing. He's right with certain things about Jose, that I agree with. He's right about certain things with the board.
What I'm saying is
the board will never pay.
But he knows. That's my point. My point is. Let's not separate the two. If you want to be specific and say, has the board not done in certain aspects? Has the board not done certain things? I'll turn around and say the board has made an error. Because the error they made was giving Jose Mourinho. The board, no one in that board doesn't know anything about football, in my opinion, and it's clear. But I would turn around and say they're putting all their trust in the most BMF manager of all time, and he's turning around and telling you the only way is to go ham in the transfers.
This guy, Jose did, a couple of days ago in a press conference for Fulham, he said, the only way we're gonna catch City is if the financial fair play gets City, like that ban that they don't spend.
Basically, Jose tried to do what he did at Chelsea, at United, and it didn't work. And he's bitching. That's it.
Okay,
plain and simple.
So what I'm saying.
Plain and simple.
I want to go back to his point when he's talking about. I don't know why you brought Leicester. Why did you bring Leicester? What does Leicester mean to you?
Okay, hold on.
No, you want to talk about.
They won the title.
Catch you out.
You know how Abramovich looked at in my point. How Abramovich started to look at Jose Mourinho and go, you know what? You win me the title, but it's fucking expensive. There's other people that can do that are doing this out there in the world. Are very cheap. Hold on. And so Abramovich is like,
Abramovich has like 11 managers.
You want me to be a man? Yeah, because he probably got frustrated with Chelsea in the
Chelsea still slow down with the spending.
No. What I'm saying,
got frustrated.
What I'm saying is this. Why are you bringing Abramovich when Abramovich clearly came to Chelsea on this, I got deep pockets and I'm going to spend and let you man know Chelsea, West London, put on the match. Not promoting youth. But we're not promoting youth. That's not what we're promoting.
At the beginning.
Why did Ranieri get sacked? Because he spent all that money when Abramovich came and weren't delivering titles. So that's why he went and got Jose Mourinho. Do your research.
No, it's clear.
There's no research needed. There's no research.
There's no research.
Why'd you bring Leicester up?
There's no research.
Why did you bring Leicester up?
My point is, Jose Mourinho has to finish everything in the. If he knows the bank balance, he needs to put it at zero before he's satisfied.
You're not answering my question.
With Leicester.
What's Leicester? What's his point about Leicester?
No, but
I'm going to catch you out.
There's nothing to catch out.
Okay, why did you bring Leicester?
I've turned around and I said Leicester.
saying you don't need the big teams to win the league.
Just what, Samuel? This is wonderful because the fact that he just told me about Leicester, now definitely people like Klopp and Pochenttino should be going for the title. Then they should be winning the title. If Leicester can do it, why can't Pochenttino do it as well? Why can't Klopp do it? Why didn't Klopp do it last season? Why didn't Klopp do it last season? Why didn't Pochenttino win the league last season? What, they didn't have a better squad than Leicester did when they won the title? Drink water in the middle.
No.
Talk to me. Talk to me. You see, this is where you catch yourself out. You catch yourself out.
Chelsea sold Costa. Their team. No, hold on a second. You're saying Chelsea sold Costa, and their team was in disarray. You're asking me about Leicester. Well, the way the players were at the end of the listen, Morgan in the way everything was set up, it's not there no more. So why are you asking why isn't it still not working?
No. What he was saying is when Leicester won the league, Pochenttino had a better team than Leicester on paper. Liverpool had a better team than Leicester on paper. How come they didn't win the league? How come they haven't won the league?
How come they haven't won the league since? If you bringing up Leicester as an example of you don't need to spend so much money. Look at Leicester won the league. So why is Pochenttino not winning? Why is Klopp not winning?
The patheticness of what you're doing is you're bringing up the extreme point I made. The point I was making is about Jose Mourinho needing to spend all the money. Emery has come into the club. No, it's clear.
What I'm saying.
Emery has come now because you dominate. What you're doing? You're not letting other people speak. Emery's coming to Arsenal right now. He's identified what they needed. He brought certain players in, and he's made an instant impact in the way they play football.
Emery's the head coach.
You see what I'm saying? You don't know what he's talking about. Emery doesn't buy Arsenal players.
Hold on.
He has an import.
He doesn't.
But he has the import. He says
Input is different to buying players.
He sits back. He doesn't say a simple thing.
Pep Guardiola buys players.
What are you talking
Jurgen
about?
Klopp buys players. Emery is given players
Where did Emery
and he
come
puts
from?
his input
What team
into
did he
the
come
players.
from?
Sevilla.
No.
PSG.
Oh. Where did
He got sacked.
he got sacked. But so who identified with this young kid?
He does identify the players.
Who identified him? The manager. The manager don't have a clue. The manager don't have a clue.
No, Mislintat.
No, the manager don't have a clue.
Kevin.
No, hold on one second.
Kev. Mislintat has been on Guendouzi for a while.
No, but who's the man? No, but
Mislintat has had a plan
hold on a second.
for a while.
Wait, hold on a second.
You think Arsenal just bought Leno just like that? Listen. Do you think Arsenal? Do you think Emery came to Arsenal? Yeah. Don't forget, we all know he wasn't first choice. Let's get that number one. If he wasn't getting sacked by PSG, he wouldn't be at Arsenal. That's number one. Number two. Do you think that Emery came to Arsenal and said, I want Torreira, Leno, Guendouzi? The work had already been done to get those players in. But you don't know about that because all you do is look at the surface of
I think that makes it even worse though. Wait,
Emery bought them
I think that makes it even worse. You got players that were brought to you that you had to work with and it's working.
Because that's why
Jose picked some players and it's not working.
Listen, what's working? What do you classify as working?
They're playing better than us. See, that's what I'm looking at.
They're playing better than us. Where did they come from? Listen, Arsenal fans were begging for anything but Wenger. Anything but Wenger. But when you put it really down, what's Emery doing? Emery's got his first season and he's playing with house money. Whether Emery done well or not, what Arsenal fans are seeing as an success.
No, so basically,
what Arsenal fans are seeing as an success, is this. When Ozil is not fitting in the team, Ozil comes out. Arsenal fans love that. They ain't got time for the Wenger thing. When players are not playing well at halftime, he makes 2 changes. Arsenal fans love Emery the way he's proactive. So Arsenal fans right now, Arsenal fans are looking at Emery. They're looking at Emery. Listen, Arsenal fans are now looking at Emery as someone who's a productive manager, who's proactive. He doesn't look at the names. He doesn't look at the names on the back of the shirt and says, Ozil has to play 90 minutes, even though he's lazy. He has to do this. He has to do that. He does what? Who does what's best for the team? But what I'm saying, what I'm saying is that he's saying that Arsenal, Emery, right now, they're looking at it as a success. What I'm saying is that Emery this season's playing with house money. He's coming from when there's no pressure to win nothing for Emery this season.
We play from the back.
Oh my God.
We're not
You're an Arsenal fan. You're an Arsenal fan.
We're a lot fitter.
Yeah.
We run around more. We press teams high up the pitch. He's changed things. He's coaching these players. Bellerin has improved. Iwobi has improved. You know what I'm trying to say? He's not just that he's just come and he substitutes. No, he's a coach.
What I'm saying is
he's a coach.
But at the start of the season, as an Arsenal fan, at the start of the season this summer, Wenger's gone after his long reign.
Yeah.
What were you expecting in this first season? So
Was you expecting a trophy?
what was you expecting?
Of course not.
That's
So
my
that's
whole
what he's
point.
saying. He's saying
That's house
he
money.
said he came in.
That's house money.
And that is the pathetic world of coach football analysis. You're not winning the trophy, then you're not a
Are
manager.
you a big?
What are you talking
listen,
about?
But listen, this is.
You can still progress. You can still progress without winning.
You're missing. Listen, you're
One at a
missing
time.
my
Nonsense.
Okay, he's missing my point. What I'm trying to say is that Arsenal have progressed, but when you measure it up and say, "Oh, guys, listen, Emery's doing much better than Mourinho," Emery's coming at a different stage to where Mourinho's at. Mourinho's third season,
it's
like you said,
black and white.
we have to demand a trophy from him. I guarantee when Emery gets to his first season at Arsenal, he's not going to have the same leeway he has right now. Like an Arsenal fan just said, I'm not expecting a trophy this season.
In his
That's
first
wonderful.
season, would you
But in his
expect him
third season,
something?
would you
But
expect
he
a
hasn't
trophy?
spent 75 mil on a striker.
No, but I'm
He
saying
hasn't
when he.
spent in that.
So you're gonna have. So you're
Keep
gonna
going,
have
keep
He
going.
hasn't attempted to fix the spine of
He's
the
not
team.
Keep going,
Jose.
keep going, keep going. Keep going.
And no improvement.
Keep going.
What are we talking about?
Keep going. No, there's more. Keep going.
But do you see what I'm saying?
Kevin's going for a toilet break
But do
quickly.
you see what I'm saying about the emotional
Let's go for a
stuff?
break.
Listen, this is my whole point. This is my whole point.
No,
Do you think you're a big club? Yes or no?
Yeah.
In your third season, when Emery's there in his third season, are you going to expect him to win a trophy? Yes or no?
Of course.
Okay, that's my whole point. Jose's at that stage now.
Yeah.
So comparing Jose and Emery
it's
right
not
now,
easy to-
it's not. You can't compare the two
But-
because Emery's at a stage where I'm now settling in. The fans understand that they're not going to win nothing this season, and there's no pressure on me. The pressure is what fans want to see from me, like you said, is progress. They're pressing from the front. They're playing from the back. You have to start from somewhere. Jose's not starting from the beginning at Man United. So the pressure is your third season, Jose, we need to go for the league. That's why I said I'm not interested in any top four talk. Because if Jose's not going for the league, yes, to me...
Okay, so why are you saying they're not going for the league? What's the reasons behind that? Are you saying it's because of the mentality?
No.
of the board?
I think
Is that
no.
what
I
you're
think
saying
I think it's from the head all the way down.
don't think so. I just
No, but
think-
this is what I'm
What do you
saying.
think?
When I
I
look
think
at
Jose's coaching is outdated.
Okay, so
That's
this
it.
So this is my point.
That's
If
it.
I'm a manager, I'm going for the league. I know I need to catch City. We all know City are just runaway leaders, yeah? I give you 5 names. As the board, you can't get me those names, but we're the most valued club out there. But then you guys want to put the pressure on me as Jose Mourinho to go and catch these guys. I can't catch these guys because I'm telling you on a day-to-day basis, I need these 5 names. You know, as Kev said, I've always been known as a checkbook coach. I've never been known to get youth players from the youth team, build them up. You know what I'm about. So if you brought me here in this club and you know what I'm about, give me the
Let other
checkbook.
people talk without having to shout over you. I don't want to have to shout. Let me say, yeah, based on that point you're just saying, yeah, if you're not, if Jose wasn't so, okay, he wasn't given the backing and everything, the reflection of that is not 8th. The reflection of you not being given what you're asked for is not 8th. From 2nd to 8th, you don't jump like that. You don't do that. You can't make an excuse for someone who's down to an egotistical prick that's just turned around and said, I'm gonna mess this thing up if you don't give me, he's kicked his toys out of the pram. He's like, listen, you're not giving me what I'm doing. At the beginning of the season, why did I lose it before we kicked the ball? Because I saw it at the beginning, before we even kicked the Premiership football. I turned around and I said, this guy is gone. He's you could see with Jose Mourinho had turned around and gone, you know what?
Okay, let me tell you. I remember, was it Jose's second season? I remember Kevin phoning me gassed, saying, yes, look at our squad. We've got this, we've got
So
that.
the players. Why would I say that?
Based on the players
Why would I
alone,
say
he
that?
was telling me, yeah.
Till today,
now-
I can turn around and say United's
I remember
squad
that.
is one of the best squads in the league.
Yeah, I agree.
Fuck off.
100.
No one can't tell me that. It's this prick that's controlling them that's not producing. He's messing up and people are turning around saying, listen, Zabaleta, you can't look at City. City had players that were injury. We've got our players that need to be yeah, but they have players that also are in the same position. They got rid of those players and they signed some. But we had some young, ready players that needed to be developed, and if we did that properly, like Luke Shaw and Martial, don't let me start naming our list of team and then turn around and say, how the hell does that reflect on 8th? Let us be 3rd and let coach be saying his point, or let us be 4th and let coach be saying his point, and I'll say, you know what? Yeah, the board is fucking up, you know. Because I'll turn around and say, what he needs to be given
Just to get
is
that
not to be given that opportunity to go and do what we're doing. Then I'll turn around and say, you know what? Fair point. all the way down, the board has to take all of the smoke for this. But it's not it.
My thing is this, yeah.
Yeah, good point.
When Jose finished second last season, I remember him always saying it. Even to this day, he says it. He said, "Yo, you guys, I don't know how we finished second. It was a fantastic." One of the biggest achievements I have. You know why? Because he saw what was down the pipeline. This is what I'm trying to say. You guys you just look at the surface of everything and it's down to coaching, it's down to this. We have to look at the structure of our club. The structure of our club is not...
Or you start to do new positional movements to grab up the board to get them ready to say, you better give me that money.
So it goes back to my point in when you even talk about Pep Guardiola, what I've said over and over again. He came to that City squad and he said, "Yo, my fullbacks, how I want to play, they ain't good enough, City. Tiki Berestein, they ain't." But how did they fix it? They didn't go to the youth team and go and promote three fullbacks and develop them. They went to Monaco and blasted money. They went to Spurs and blasted money. They went and blasted money in the positions that Pep needs. You know why? Because Pep is in charge. Jose at Man United is not in charge. That's why he came out in an interview and said, "Listen, you guys need to just call me a head coach." That's what it is. You just need to just call me that. Because at the end of the day, why is when Emery and all those people have interviews and that, it comes up under their name head coach. But when Pep does it, it comes as manager. When Klopp does it, it comes as manager. Why are they called head coaches and managers? What's the difference between the two? What's the difference between the two?
Okay.
What's the difference?
Emery's a head coach.
Listen. I have no answer for that. What I have an answer for is this. Pep was given the funds to go and improve his squad as much as he needed, yeah? Yeah. See the way Jose has come in and not done certain things. See, Pep had certain things to fall back on and say, I've done this. Now this is what I need to go to that next level. You lot are talk saying you want the Champions League. This is what it requires to do it. I've got the system of play. I've got everything in order. Just give me this and let me go and try and give it a realistic shot. The board must look at Jose Mourinho and go, we don't see what you're saying. What are you saying? Even Pogba. We gave you Pogba from the jump. Yeah. What have you done with him? If we go and give you, if we go and buy Griezmann for you, what are you going to do with him?
You got him.
You're not showing us what you can really do with these players.
Do you know what just killed his whole argument? He's just spoken to you like you're Jose and he's the board. But what did the board give you? They gave you a new contract. Why? Because guess what? From day he just said you're switching it. Answer the question and then afterwards say where the board because we're talking about Jose. Listen, what I'm saying, that's what I just said. You just spoke to him like you were the board and he was Jose. That you said if we gave you Pogba at the beginning, blah. So Pogba's been there at the beginning, yes? Yeah. You gave him Pogba, blah blah blah. You haven't developed him in 2 years. Am I gonna finish?
You gave him Sanchez.
But wait, what he's saying, all these players you're saying you've given him, you still give Jose a new contract.
And guess
to
what?
Say,
He's had Pogba for 2 seasons, like you said, yeah? His contract was about to end. It was about to end.
We don't know what he's doing, Pogba. This guy needs to go. But you gave him another contract.
You gave him another contract. So who is making these decisions?
Okay, hold on.
Who's making these decisions? But you're the board. Answer that board.
My thing is this. United have come from a bad space before Jose Mourinho. Facts. Jose Mourinho has come in and they stabilized our club. If you turn around and say, and then you're looking at a period of saying, what was it? January they gave him the say, so in 18 months' time, this guy's gone and we haven't got no one on the horizons. They panicked and gave him a contract.
Yeah, so it's the board's fault.
Yeah, no, They get and I never said they don't hold no smoke for doing that. I never said
you got to hold all the smoke.
What do you mean all the smoke?
You've just come here and just told me in 2 years we've given you Pogba and you haven't done nothing with him. So guess what, Jose? Thank you for stabilising the club. We need to move on. But now but listen,
see what you're trying to do.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to say, the road you're on.
Everything.
No, hold on, wait. Let me go. So that means what coach is trying to say is, even though he identifies, and I identified, the board has made a mistake with Jose and giving him a new contract. He's allowed to fuck up our club as much as he likes because it was the board's fault for giving him the contract. What? So I shouldn't hold Jose Mourinho to know.
I'm saying hold him to the standards that you want to hold him to. Like criticize him how you want to criticize him. But guess what? Jose Mourinho would not be allowed to manage a minute at our club if it's not for the board. The board can turn around tomorrow. Do you think 25 million is hurting Man United's pockets as a worldwide club? You're as a fan right now, you're saying that Jose Mourinho was taking our club to 8th. Board, get rid of him. Give him the 25 and let him bounce.
No, but that's what he's been
But
saying
this
this
is
whole
what
time.
I'm trying to say. So I'm not. Listen. That's what.
he did.
That's no. I'm
He's been saying this
speaking
whole
for
time
both
that the board, he
sides.
said that on other podcasts as well, that
Yes.
the board, either be brave enough to back him
Yeah,
and give him
the
more money to
or
say,
sack
okay, we give him a
him.
new contract, or be brave enough to sack him.
Sack him.
Don't be in the middle.
Right now they're in the middle.
which is what he said
They're
about
not
Arsenal
in the middle.
earlier.
Wait. So then, what one would you do, coach?
No, I'm saying me.
No, good question, yeah.
No, me. I've already said I would keep him, but because I know what type of manager he is. He wasn't. Like I said, the other podcast. When Mourinho came in, I wasn't waiting for sexy football. That's not what I was expecting. I was expecting for Jose, number one, discipline and stabilize the club. A big manager of a big personality. I know that for Jose Mourinho to do what he needs to do, you need to back him in the transfer market. Because like everyone says, he has no background of taking any youth players and developing him. So if we're going to if the board decide to bring them in, it was the board's decision, they chose him over Ryan Giggs, you have to back him. Or right now we're in 8th, the fans are in uproar, they're criticising him, they're criticising the team, they don't like him, they think he's destroying the club. Board, do you love the club or not? Sack him, give him his 25 and keep it moving.
My question is, so I'm a bit confused about the point you're trying to make. Are you trying to say that the board, basically, they've downgraded tools in the way they see Man United, as in they're just happy to have a stable football playing club and generating the income. That's why
that's
is that
all
the
I'm
point
saying.
you're trying to make?
That's all I'm saying. So right now, as football guys sitting
saying
around the
it's deeper
table,
than Jose.
yeah, we want our club to do well, win trophies and stuff. But I don't really think the board really care like that.
Okay, so are you saying then bringing Pochenttino is basically keeping that trend going because you don't?
That's what I think because of Pochenttino.
I don't think.
The reason why I say that because there's nothing Pochenttino has done in the game.
That's a
no.
You can't look at what it is.
Let me finish my sentence. There's nothing Pochenttino has done in the game that Jose has not done. So for me, if Jose is not coming in and he's our third manager in 6 years and he cannot get it done and the board are not opening up the checkbook to him, so that means we must give Pochenttino about 4 years to don't forget, you have to promote the youth, number one, play your exciting football, then you have to give years for the youth to develop.
But it's not that they're not going to give him no money. They're going to give him money and he's going to have money and he's going to bring the youth. He's going to do both.
What I'm saying,
you can't spend 75 mil on a striker in Tottenham. Facts.
But
You can't go out and ask for.
But there's a reason.
He knows that.
There's a reason. I know he can't do that, but the reason why he can't do that is because of number one, Tottenham's budget, and number two,
You can't compare the two then.
Listen.
You can't compare Jose.
But listen, what I'm saying. When you go to Man United, as a Man United fan, I want to go for the big trophies, Pochenttino.
Same here.
I haven't got time to wait.
But what
5
makes you think he
years.
can't do that?
Exactly.
Listen, I'm saying that he cannot do that because he hasn't shown me in title challenges that he can do that.
But the title challenges, bar
He just said
Leicester.
Leicester.
Yeah, bar
So
Leicester.
you can't give me no
bar
excuse.
Leicester, the other teams are stronger. The teams that have all won the league are stronger than Tottenham.
Okay, but what I'm saying is that
So with United,
it was them and Leicester going for the title at that time, yeah? Don't forget,
Yeah,
it was just
yeah,
them.
yeah.
They messed up against West Brom.
Chelsea messed them up as well.
Yeah, I think Chelsea messed up.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that even the FA Cup.
Yeah, but he's there or thereabouts.
Listen,
It's thin line. Football's thin
What
line.
I'm saying is that
You can't be like, you can't dismiss that he's not going to do that because he's never done it.
So what I'm saying is this:
I feel
if Pochenttino comes in,
Can you imagine?
What I'm saying, if Pochenttino, this is my whole point.
to win trophies
If
before you can be a manager.
Pochettino comes in right now and he doesn't get it done in the first 3 years, like Jose didn't, what happens after that? Do we sack him too?
No, I wouldn't.
This is what I'm saying. So
No, say why
I
you
would-
wouldn't.
yeah,
'Cause
okay.
It's not understanding
Yeah.
why you would. Me and Dash are sitting here like we get
Yeah.
it. But coaches.
The reason I wouldn't sell Poch, after
what
that
really
is because
about?
number one, he would have got us actually challenging again. We won't be 8th. We'll be challenging. That's number one. Number two, I lost my chain of thought.
attractive football.
Attractive football.
Yeah, that's what
He'll bring the youth up,
okay, cool.
and I just don't want to turn into Chelsea
But
by getting rid of a manager every 3
But
seasons.
what I'm saying is that we have to. It's very, very dangerous for the United fans if we don't do our research about our club. It's not about just what's going on the pitch. You have to understand the owners. What I'm saying is, I would keep Jose for the fact that Jose is he's a self. What do I call it? He's a self. The way his mentality is, he's always wanted to go for trophies, and if it's not trophies, it's a failure for him. This is what I'm saying. It's a failure for him. So what I'm saying is that those high standards need to be kept at Man United. But I want him as a manager to put pressure on the board to say, listen, we need this, and this.
So
if you want trying to,
basically-
I personally think if Pochenttino come,
that is cheeky.
If
That is to say-
Pochettino comes,
that's to say.
let me finish.
Pochettino
Let me finish.
is not possible.
Let me
he's not
finish.
If
If
capable of
Pochettino-
having that ambition because he's at Spurs.
No, I'm not saying that. You can have the ambition all you want, but what I'm saying, you have to have, with ambition, you have to have execution. Is what I'm trying to say. And at Man United, like you said, with Arsenal's point, that's why Wenger kept on getting the renewals at Arsenal, getting his 10 million in there. And certain fans were like, yo, why does this guy keep getting renewals? You know why? Because he was getting in the top 4 every
different.
single
It's
season
different.
and making money for the board, saying that, listen, you don't need to watch nothing. Man United, we're not even going for a new stadium. We don't even need to, but it's about generating money. That's why Woodward is there. That's why the Glazers love Woodward. And that's why the Glazers and Woodward are on the fence right now. They're not sacking Jose, but they're not backing him too. Because guess what? We just generate, the other day they just announced another beer sponsorship that we got with Chivas from Mexico. This is what they're on. Operating costs, operating profit. That's all you hear at Sky Sports News. Man United in this quarter has made this
So
much.
do you expect them to give Jose any money in January?
I'll be very surprised.
You don't
I'd be very, but January is going to be a big indication. It's going to be a big indication as to what way they go. So don't forget,
the board.
Yeah, because don't forget, George Mendes has now come out and gave a statement, said Jose's happy, blah blah blah. You got Raiola talking about Pogba and whatever he wants to leave. But once again, who have you not heard from? You ain't heard from the board. You ain't heard nothing from the board. You ain't heard no statement from the board saying we're happy with Jose or we're not happy with Jose.
All of that has just been said. It's easy for the board. The board have a lovely excuse right now to say the reason why we're not giving money.
Jose's not giving him no excuse. He's giving them an excuse.
So if you're not going to give him money,
Pochettino will
You're both saying the same thing.
Pochettino will
So-
bring the club to a position where it's like, so what?
Like everyone's looking at you now.
Are we? Yeah.
Board.
That's what I'm trying to
Everyone's
say.
looking at the board
He's
now.
like, oh, are we building a stadium? No. Oh, okay. Have I not brought these players up to the maximum ability?
you have.
Yes. So what on? He'll just point to the fans that way.
Yeah.
Because no one will be able to
Right
point
now,
their
no
finger
one
at
can
him.
point-
But you
don't
can point your finger at Jose right now.
don't understand.
Simple
You
and
don't
plain.
understand
Open and shut case.
until the Glazers and Woodward's out, they are in charge.
Let's-
Do you think Pochettino is going to come to Man United and play the fancy football and blah 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 and have people and have the fans on the board's back? No way, no how. We can't even get Jose. Jose Mourinho can't even get the fans to look at the board. Even when he's saying, "I want 5 players," and my 5 players haven't come out.
That's not how
I
you get
want
the board
this.
on the board. You know how you get the fans on the board's back. You play good football. You develop the club, and then you make
You say, "This is what I need, this is what I need."
because we have brains. We're not stupid. We can then all see that. You know what? We're missing this and we're missing that.
Because let's talk about Jose. Wait. Let's move from that now. Let's talk about Jose's tools. So what he's got right now in his toolbox here.
Is that good enough to win the title?
No.
Is
Okay.
that good enough to
Only
is that,
because of
no,
Messi.
Wait, I know he's gonna say, yeah,
does-
go on.
He makes it so. He makes the league
Answer the question.
so crap. Okay, is it good enough? Is it good enough to be 8th?
No.
Is
So
it good
wait,
enough to be
so-
7th, 6th, or 5th?
So wait, alright, cool. So Paul Pogba, yeah, he was on the bench, didn't play at all. I think he might feature against Valencia in the midweek. Obviously, Liverpool comes up on the weekend, yeah. But what is happening with Paul Pogba?
What's happening with Pogba? Once again, based on my opinion, don't think he was brought in by Mourinho. I think he was a superstar buyer from Woodward. Number 1, number 2, he's allowed. This is what I'm saying. He's allowed. Number 1. Once again, this is what makes my thing even more solid. Yeah, is when his agent comes out with some reckless comments and he's not shut down. Why do you think that when Jose was talking about David De Gea the other day, saying, yeah, David De Gea, he wants to stay at Man United, he really wants a long-term contract, blah, blah, blah. His agent ain't one of them agents that are going to do this, that, and the other. Who do you think that shot was at? His agent is not an agent where he wants to manipulate his players, blah. Where do you think that comment's come from? Who's he directing that shot at? He's directing it at Pogba because you're allowing your agent to talk all sorts of reckless stuff to Scholes, to this, to that, and you're not nipping it in the bud. So he's tired of all that sort of stuff.
But wait, let me ask you: if you're Paul Pogba, Like,
I'm
what?
saying Scholes don't give Jose that smoke, but go.
He gives him as well.
If you're Paul Pogba, what do you do now? Because it's like you can see that
What should he do?
you can see that Jose's agents come out saying he's happy. He plans to be here for a long time. You're obviously not getting along with the manager, and I see a divide in the team. I think players like Lukaku and Matic, those are Jose's guys. Even on the bench the other day when Lukaku was on the bench, I think it was against Arsenal, he was sitting at the end, and Pogba was sitting up
But I've
there
already
with
told you about that relationship that guys broke up because he left Raiola. Don't forget, Lukaku and Pogba had the same agent when he joined Man United. That's why they had that video online.
I just think it comes down to Lukaku saying, I'll run through walls for Pogba, for Jose, and Pogba's thinking, I want this guy out, or I'm going to bounce.
So what I'm saying is that the fact that it's a big thing with the fact that Lukaku left Mino Raiola. That's why the divide is coming between them two. Don't forget, them two is very close.
He got him to the club.
Them two, this is what I'm saying. Them two is very close. So when he's gone to Rock Nation now, when Lukaku's gone to Rock Nation,
Pogba came to United when Jose Mourinho signed for United. Pogba respected the hell out of what Jose Mourinho had done in the game.
At that point,
He came into the club, he played, he saw the systems, and he was being asked to play a specific type of way. And he tried. And he got criticism. And then he turned around and then had to look at his own game and looked at the players that were in the team. See, we had Mkhitaryan, Pogba, Mata. We had a system, and you would think, no, Jose, with who you got to change it. You can't play this. You not got Chelsea. You not got those players. You can't play the bus and then think that that's how these players are gonna be so Ronaldo. See, when he was at Real Madrid, they'd play counter-attacking football, and at the end of it, they had one of the most ruthless strikers in history to go and punish the teams. We didn't have that.
It's funny.
We didn't have that. You're turning around and asking, now you're saying it's funny because what? I'm not comparing Rashford to Ronaldo.
No. I'm saying it's funny that you say that because when he said when Real Madrid are playing that counter-attacking football, when they scored 100+ goals in that season and they won the league, who was the manager?
Yeah, Jose.
Okay.
But who was the guy? Did they have... Don't bring
out the check for him. Don't bring out the check for him.
No, but there's
Ronaldo.
there's been other managers that have had Ronaldo at Real Madrid. They haven't
won the league. They haven't won the league.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
No. That
Before
100
Jose
record
came-
with 100 goals. There's other managers that have had Ronaldo. Zidane. And
So you put Ronaldo's performances to those managers?
No, that's what I'm
Ronaldo
saying.
scores when he wants to score. Ronaldo has a clear season.
So don't blame
when he
Jose
wants
for
to do-
Pogba then. If you're not going to give him credit for Ronaldo having that wonderful season and winning the league, when he broke Pep Guardiola's mold of that fantastic Barcelona team, then don't give the blame to Jose when guys are not firing.
It's clearly not the same Jose Mourinho then.
It's clearly.
You could put it that way. It's clearly not the same Jose Mourinho. Because I don't understand Eric Bailly. When Eric Bailly came, when we played you guys, beast. The guy's been sitting on the bench. Explain that.
Because they had a falling out.
I don't understand
So he'd
that.
rather not
I
play him
don't understand
when he's been
that.
fit.
Let me hear what
don't
Fury's
understand
going to
that.
spin on that one.
Okay, no. What I'm saying is that, Samuel, what you just said is correct.
Yeah.
They just had a falling out. You can
but
clearly
why are
see
you
that.
not playing him? You
You've been
can.
losing
Listen,
points.
Listen to what this is what you guys don't
Okay,
get.
go on.
This is not FIFA, bruv. Yeah, listen to what I'm saying. If you're a coach, if you are a coach, if you falling out of your player, once again, we don't know what they're falling out over because Bailly ain't come out and said nothing, and Jose ain't said nothing. It's not like he threw Bailly under the bus. He's just said that Bailly's this, Bailly's that. He's not in the squad. I'll decide the players, blah. So both of them hasn't really said the reason why they're falling out. But for whatever reason, they're falling out. If you are the coach, you must maintain control. This is what I'm saying. If you're having a falling out with Bailly and other players are seeing it and Bailly's still playing week in and week out, you're losing control of your dressing room already.
I agree, but
it's
coach,
finished.
Why did you do that with Pogba?
Listen. What do you mean? Why
You
did
fell out with
Pogba?
Pogba, but he was still playing him.
But this is
No,
what I'm
Pogba's getting dropped now, but wait.
Listen, but this
Only
one,
now.
can I answer that question?
Only now.
Can I just answer that
Before this
question?
as well.
Can I answer that
Pogba
question?
was dropped before this.
Once again, with Pogba, when I went back to my original point, Pogba is not just there for footballing reasons. He's sponsored by Adidas. Adidas want to see their athletes on. This is what I'm saying. You don't understand the business of football. That's why you. That's why you do the FIFA answers.
I explain. I understand, and I hear what you're saying.
So
but you're just
Pogba-
switching
So
it.
you have to control the team and make an example of Bailly at the detriment of the team. How does that make sense?
What do you mean
Players
that's the
are
problem?
looking at Bailly like
what I'm
this
saying-
guy is our best
but What I'm
defender.
saying is we don't know what happened between. It could have been Bailly's fault.
Let me ask you a question. Surely, do you see why the board are looking at him like, why should I give you more money
But why-
when the guy you bought is not playing?
Why are you thinking that the board are thinking that?
Wouldn't you think that?
No, listen.
Wouldn't you think that?
I'm a Man United fan, so I'm going to think that. But what I'm trying to say is that you keep saying that. Why do you think the board? The board are not thinking anything. They're in the middle.
But wait, this is what Kev said about their excuse. Even if they don't think that, their excuse to why they don't want to give Jose more money and keep the money for themselves. Yeah. You bought Bailly, but you're not playing him.
Guess what, board? Wonderful. You've just given me my whole point. Okay. So guess what? If I'm putting that pressure on you as a board, saying, you know what, you're falling like with Bailly, he was your buy, and stuff like that. We're not going to give you no money. What's Jose still doing there?
So
what's he still
right? Wait. What's your explanation for what? What's your explanation? Wait. 1 minute. What's your explanation? Then he'll switch it up.
That's the way.
He doesn't know what he's doing, bro.
Jose hasn't played the same lineup in God knows how long.
Listen. To me, it doesn't matter whether I'm Jose in or he's Jose out. You either sack him or you back him, board. I'm on the board's back. If you're with Kev and you agree with what Kev's saying, sack him, board, today. Sack him today and let's get Pochenttino in. Board, if you're with me, back him in the transfer market.
But why would you back him when he's not making the same, even that with the same lineup?
Listen to what I'm saying.
Why would you back it if it's not working?
He just said it's not working. Why is he still there?
No, why would you back him?
No, you're not answering the question. Why is he still there? You said, why would I back him? No, listen, I would back him because I know what type of manager he is. Listen. But what I'm saying is that, listen, you guys keep talking about like he's been given that he's gone into his third season, and I've told you to get to building your squad. You need to get rid of players. How long have I said that? Why is Smalling and Jones still out of class?
100%. Ashley Young's our main left back right now. Our main right back.
Can you tell me why Smalling and Jones?
I can tell you.
Why? Go on.
Because if a player is a 5 out of 10, Jose Mourinho is the specialist that comes in and makes them look like a 2 out of 10. So it gets it's so much hard. Okay, I'll break it down. So Ashley Young is an Everton player. Yeah, I would put him. He should be able to get into Everton's team and be a significant player in their squad.
Yeah.
Under Jose Mourinho, Ashley Young, maybe that's even a wrong example to use. Let's call her Martial. Let's just look at Martial. Martial's level and what he should be reaching. Jose Mourinho can have him looking one way, or Sanchez have him looking one way, and when he gets to United, the value drops right down because the performances aren't right, and now everyone's thinking, do we really want that player? Do we really want a Jones? Do we really want a Smalling?
I don't think it's there. I don't think it's that. Martial will go to any club.
I just think he likes a certain
type of player.
Experience. Yes. Ashley Young has been there, old guard. He likes them kind of players.
Should he be allowed to try and get those players? If he
wants to, if they're gonna back him,
so you're right.
Do your thing.
Number two. Would it work in today's football?
No, that's the problem. With
a front person.
Let's say for example,
your mind is open. I didn't realize how.
Let's say for example, we know clearly the two wingers that he wanted was Willian and Perisic. Clearly. Very good players. Seasoned professional. 28.
But he wanted Martial out to get Perisic.
But what I'm saying,
I wasn't agreeing with
that. But this is my whole point. Board, if you don't agree with that, get rid of the brother. Get rid of him. This is what I'm saying about. We can argue all day long, but it always goes back to the board.
He's Team Jose, but he's saying whether you like him or not, the board should make the decision.
Just make the decision.
Because we're gonna back him. Made the decision.
They haven't.
They've backed him.
No, but they haven't. So they've backed him, but then they haven't given money.
Yes, exactly.
So they've backed him in the past. They've backed him.
But listen,
and he's effed up.
And
then they're like,
that's
he's
part.
Saying,
no,
keep backing him.
No, what I'm saying is, listen.
Back him.
When you do,
as far as I'm concerned,
when you do a project, when you do a project, especially in football, even when Fergie bought Rooney and Ronaldo. How many years did we didn't win the league? About 3 years?
Yeah, 3 years.
Because he had to build that team up, and then he ended up winning the Carling Cup. And then
you said when you do a project, use that analogy because it sounds
no, listen. When you're building a project,
like a building you're doing.
You make your foundations, whatever. What I'm saying to you is that when Jose comes in, we know what type of manager he is. We knew what he was. Everyone kept on, whether it's banter or you're telling the truth, he's a checkbook manager. All he needs is a checkbook. That's all Jose can do. If you don't have a checkbook.
Pep was a football player, he's gonna play the football.
Exactly.
Jose's the more rigid.
Jose's the more rigid, but he does the counter-attacking. But you give him a checkbook. Everybody knew that coming in. So if we knew that coming in, what were the board thinking?
Let me get this. They're not football managers. Let me get this.
So now, do you realise what he said about the board?
Let me get this off my chest. Board, money, backing, whatever. Man United's problem is either two of reasons: the players are not playing for him, or he can't get the best out of them.
But once again,
simple.
What's
happening. That's what we're seeing from footballing wise from Man United when we watch them.
But
footballing wise is what I'm talking about
now.
now.
Are slow. They're not sprinting. It's nothing to do with that. They're not. He's not doing it. He's not doing his job.
Guess what? If you're one of your
not doing his job as a football player.
If one of your two analogies are right, fantastic. Sack him. Oh my God. You just said it's not working. The players are not playing.
But that's what we see though.
Sack him.
That's what we see when we watch Man United.
I don't understand how you turn around and say you think there's one or two ways you go. You either back him or you sack him. But you're turning around and saying you need to back him. You feel like the board should continue to back him. In what world? Let's say you're doing improvements to your home, and you've got workers coming in to come and do work to your house.
And they're doing madness.
And they're doing madness.
And
then every week they say, yes, can we have the
We
next
need more
one?
materials. More materials. We need more materials. We need more.
Don't run away. 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 I'm going to kill his analogy. I'm going to kill his analogy quickly. I'm going to kill his analogy. No, don't run away. I'm going to kill his analogy right now.
That's the final.
Yeah, I'm going to kill his analogy right now. When you have workers, that you can clearly see, you've come into your house, they've done a little bit of your kitchen. You can clearly see the kitchen ain't going to be looking right if they continue. Yeah, but guess what? You've employed someone to get those workers in. Yeah, that's what that person said. I'm gonna get the best workers in for you. I'm gonna make sure your kitchen looks this. I'm gonna make sure that. But guess what? People like Smalling and Jones are still working in my kitchen. Why? Get rid of them. I don't need them. I don't want them. That's why I bought Bailly and Lindelof, because they are backup centre backs. But guess what? Going into this market, what was the big hoopla about?
Back up! Wait! How would they back up? How would they back up?
You told me that Walker Bailly is one of the best buyers.
And you told me
look at the
Lindelof
house
is
he's
going to
built
be the
in
next guy.
the other team, and then he comes here and he can't do it.
How is he justifying?
finish?
Before we can,
I'm gonna have to finish my point. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying Bailly and Lindelof are not gonna fire you to the title. We all know that, yeah? 100%.
Where are you gonna fire to? What's your minimum expectation?
Listen to man. Listen to me.
Let him finish.
He's coming in to buy his own place. To him, Bailly and Lindelof are better than Smalling and Jones. Yeah, that's to him. So guess what, Woodward? I've bought in Bailly and Lindelof. Can you please get rid of Smalling and Jones? So then guess what? This transfer window, what was the big thing about Man United? Centre backs. You know why?
When you do
Lindelof. Oh, listen.
He's saying Bailly and Lindelof effectively was brought in to kind of replace Smalling and Jones
as
they're better versions of the backup.
Yes.
Yeah.
But this time he wanted the Alderweirelds, the ones that were the A side.
Certified.
Sorry, I'm still. My point still is: show me what you can do with what you have already.
Why are you showing what you can do?
Listen, they can show you. They can show you. They can show you.
So what he's showing us is eighth.
Once again, his expectation.
No, at the start of the season. Bailly's already shown you before the start of the season that this guy's a good backup defender or a good defender. He can play the B kind of, you know how you got the Van Dijk, Gomez, you got the Rio Vidic, like
he'd be the Vidic.
Yeah. So now I want the Alderweireld and Bailly.
Yeah.
That's what he's talking about.
But what I'm saying, his expectation of Man United is different to mine. My expectation is titles, not top four. So if you tell me that you're getting Bailly and Lindelof as backups, get rid of Smalling and Jones, Woodward now comes back to you and says, boy, ain't no one trying to buy Smalling and Jones right now. So you just need to hold them. Plus, I'm not going to give you no more money for centre backs when clearly we knew we needed top class centre backs.
The only reason why. No. I don't wanna. Yeah, no. True say. But
we're gonna wrap this up.
Let me be really honest. Yeah, the only reason why I could never accept because maybe I had to make a definitely conceded that I had Jose wrong. Jose is so wrong for this moment because it's peak. Jose Mourinho, the only way he can ever do something with City is if you open up your the checkbook and turn around and try and let him sign the Varane, the very best in the world. Who did he? I heard we tried to buy. The Atletico Madrid player. We tried to go for Godin.
And he said no. So what does that mean?
They don't want to.
You can't.
So which one do you believe?
No,
You
wait.
heard of what Godin said?
No. I'm trying to say. My point is there's teams in this league, Liverpool, who have built squads without having to go and try and sign the best players in the world in every position, which Jose Mourinho really sounds like that's all, and he's really showing.
Kev, didn't you know that that's what Jose does?
Yes, so I'm trying to say, by knowing that, and even knowing that even more, because I would have turned around and told you to say, we've got some world-class players under our team, at our club.
Where?
Yeah.
Who's world class apart from to me, De Gea and Pogba?
Yeah.
Who else?
Pogba.
Who?
Martial.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
No, wait.
You know when your boys get beat, I'll be like, yeah.
Listen. No. Okay. Fine. Maybe you're saying world class. I'm saying there's tools at that club for you to perform and do a way better job than you have been doing. All I'm asking for you to do is show me some basic use. Show me that the reason why we need to back you is because you've brought this team as far as it can go, and now you need the next level to go.
We're gonna wrap this up, but typical. This is literally If Emery continues what he's doing now, and he turns to the board. Let's say he was in a position where he could ask the board, "I want this," and he asked the board, "I want this player and that player." Don't you think the board will give it to him?
100%.
Because they can see that Bellerin, that guys were slewing, that he can't do nothing, is now playing well.
Listen to me.
It will be.
You will see come Emery's third season. It's all wonderful now. It's all wonderful. Come Emery's first season, we're going to see how much power he has because he's been given the title head coach for a reason. There's a new structure at Arsenal. There's new full ownership.
So
what's the guy that came in? What's his name again?
What are you going to say?
The guys from Dortmund and that. Gazidis is gone now as well. There's a whole new structure at Arsenal. So guess what? Wenger left as the manager because guess what? He was buying all the players.
So who's ours?
He controlled it. What are you talking about?
Who's ours?
Who's our what?
Who's Jose Mourinho's? Who's Jose Mourinho's? That's going to go and buy all of these players.
What do you mean?
Who's United's? Who's the chief executive? Who's the one that's going to go and do all of this? That it's not Jose. It's not Jose. Who is it?
Head of football. We need it.
Who is it? No, who's that person that's been buying all of these useless players? It's Woodward, the non-footballing guy. No, you know what?
And Rayo Sanelli. There's actually two of them.
That's what Arsenal. That's what I'm saying about the structure.
And I'm trying to say that Jose Mourinho believes he's a manager. He always has been a manager. He hasn't been answering to he goes and makes the choices, and he's made choices, and they haven't worked out for him. So I'm trying to turn around and say to you, if you turn around and say, "Oh yeah, because this person has a structure and that person does this,"
Kevin, it goes back to the board.
Sack him.
It goes back to the board.
You keep talking all this negative talk, but why haven't they sacked him?
Anyway, listen. We're gonna wrap this up.
What I'm saying, can I just wrap this up myself? Okay.
Final words.
Kev,
I was going to talk boxing, Kell Brook and that, but
Kev. Hear what I'm trying to say. You're Mourinho out, yes? I'm Mourinho in. Right now, I think they should back him, and they're not backing him. You think they should sack him, but they're not sacking him. Stop asking me that question, Kev.
I've got a reason why. You don't give me a reason why they should back him.
Whether I have a reason or not, I'm Mourinho in, you're Mourinho out. What I'm saying is the board haven't done either. On my side, I think they should back him. For whatever reason I think they should back him, they haven't backed him. I'm saying on your side, for whatever reason he should be out because they haven't sacked him. That's what I'm saying. Us two arguing.
Very soon, put it this way, what he's saying, very soon you're gonna turn your attention from Jose to Woodward. Like you're gonna change your view. You're gonna be like, I already know this guy's dead. I need to know what's happening here.
You think I'm arguing against your point, but I'm not. I'm not arguing against your point.
Sorry. The reason why I know that's rubbish, with the whole backing thing, is because I told you in this podcast, I said that 2018, 2019 is different. You cannot go and just buy players the way you think it used to go down. And I'm trying to say, if you go and make a 95 million pound bid made for Koulibaly of Napoli, rejected, Bruv, it's a different era.
not-
So where do you want them to back him to? 150, 120?
Listen, this is
point.
no. Listen, what I'm saying, he's got a fantastic point. But my point is that if you're right, if your
Good to do
point,
what?
listen, if your point is right, yes, and Jose's not the man to get the youth and coach players properly, sack him.
Channel
out.
all
I'm
that
saying,
energy
I'm
into
saying,
the
sack
board.
him.
no, I'm saying there's only one choice. You're saying there's one or the other. I'm saying, in what world
board don't
do you,
have a choice.
in what world? Okay, so then where do you, if you wanted to back him, say, let me just sit on this
missing
other
the whole
fence because
point.
this is me. I will turn around and look at your angle. So we're giving him all the money. Who do you want us to go and buy? Then you go and bid for who's Maguire. And Leicester turn around and say, yeah, you're gonna have to buy. You have to bid 90. You have to bring 90 million for him.
Samuel, can you wrap this up? Can you wrap this up and explain to him? Just, can you wrap it up?
I'm gonna wrap this up here.
Just wrap it. Just explain to him because he's still trying to come at me in terms of what's your reasons for him backing him back? What's your reasons?
The common denominator here, whatever you think of United, however you think it's going, the board is a common denominator. This is a pattern that we're all seeing here. So we all have different kind of what our views on United, yeah, but it's the board that have to make the decision because right now there's no structure. So we are turning into Arsenal. I've been saying it, and a lot of people have been saying it. I was denying it before. We're turning into Arsenal to where the board know money is coming in regardless, yeah. Because money's coming in, unless we put pressure on them, there's no objective for them to. You can say they've backed Jose, but like we said,
I feel like it's a really.
I feel
like
listen,
because
let him wrap it up.
we've bid and bought
Let
players
him
that
wrap it
Arsenal
up.
never could.
Let
So
him
what
wrap
are
it-
we
let him
talking
wrap it
about?
So-
Look how long it took him to sign a striker for 60 minutes.
So wait. Let me ask you, what would you do?
No.
would you do?
What do you mean?
What would you do?
But
You
you've
just said
already
that right
asked.
now.
But you've already asked me
And
that.
what would you do?
But you've already asked me
And
that.
what would you do about it?
So I'm saying,
And
if
what
you
would
wanted
you
to,
do?
yes, I'm saying, if you're giving him the money, how can you even go and spend that
Oh,
money?
so what would you do now?
You already know what I'll do.
Which is
What would you? What have I
What
been
would you
saying?
do?
What have I been saying?
what would you do?
What
Say
have I been
it.
saying?
Just say it. What would you do?
It's clear.
Yeah, what?
Say it.
He has to go.
Okay.
So it's the board that has to do it.
Who gets rid of him?
The board.
Who gets rid of him?
So
Who makes that decision?
Guys.
Is it Jose or the board?
guys, it's been a good one.
You're not.
What is we had? Listen, I want to talk about Kell Brook, the
come
fight.
on,
Yeah,
talk about
we
Kell
want to talk
Brook.
about.
Come on,
We was about this United. I'm about to chop this. People might just fast forward. Like, what is going on? This is all going in circles for time.
Because it's a football tour.
So Kell Brook fought Zarafia yesterday. Yeah, the Australian geezer. Did you watch the match? The fight?
Yeah.
I thought that white guy put up a hell of a fight, boy. Like, he was eating shots. Kell Brook at first started well.
Kell's done out here.
Do you think he's done that? Yeah.
I think Brook made him look better than he was.
Yeah.
I think Brooke had to do it because it's the only way to get Khan to not be a pussy.
I think that's a reach. You can't tell me he fought on purpose like that so he can get the fight.
I can play a video now where Billy Joe Saunders is like, at least you know Khan ain't gonna run from me.
Yeah,
now.
bare people said that after the fact.
That's a no.
But it wasn't a thing where before they were saying that before.
Why wouldn't he run now?
My thing, because the guy's a pussy.
Khan don't want it.
He's scared. He's scared. And Khan reacts to if you're, oh yeah, I can beat him. He's like Kell said, and I believe it because it just makes sense. Everything that's come out makes sense.
To support Kev's point though, I saw an interview with Dave Caldwell where Dave Caldwell said that guy, they were matching him with Anthony Fowler. That's the level that he was supposed to fight.
Who's that? Khan?
No, the guy Zarafia.
Yeah,
he was supposed to fight Anthony Fowler, and he was just supposed to be Anthony Fowler. So if Kell Brook, who's meant to be world level, is struggling.
Did he struggle though? What do you call struggling?
Not struggle.
Struggle to get him out of there or struggling
He
to...
just didn't put on that performance everyone thought he
He
would
just
do.
didn't look.
He started well though.
His first round,
Yeah.
he was sick, but then he just, I don't know, he just.
Oh, the Zarafia guy was jabbing back. Both of them had good jabs, you know.
You know what is with Kell Brook right now? I think is what he said and what Eddie Hearn said. He just has to do big fights now. He just has to be big fights.
And he's been out for a while. He's rusty as well.
What I'm saying is that right now, Kell Brook in his
Where he is
career,
now,
he
just
just
get
has
the
to
big
do big fights now.
So can you blame Amir Khan then? Everyone is saying, Amir Khan. Can you blame Amir Khan for what he's doing? Amir Khan just goes for the big fights now.
No, but the bigger fight, the bigger Eddie Hearn is clear. Eddie Hearn said, there's more money fighting Kell Brook than there is going for Crawford. And I turned around and I was like, wow, okay, that's interesting.
Wembley.
Yeah, so they'll make more money. and Khan has been a money chaser from day. So you're turning around and saying to me, "Oh, you're gonna." So and realizing if Fern messes you up, there's nowhere for you to go.
If who?
Sorry, I said Crawford. If
Crawford,
Crawford,
Mill mess him up.
No, they will still fight. That's what Khan's saying. Whether I lose this, I'm still gonna fill out Wembley.
But the whole point, everyone, Khan, the sizzle's gone now, man. Come on now, your last fight, you didn't sizzle. Brooks' last fight, you didn't sizzle. All this, Brooks gonna be there and all. You're not Mayweather. This is what Mayweather said about Pacquiao.
Yeah, Khan is deluded.
Khan is completely.
No, but Khan has got a big draw.
No, he's got a big draw, but
I'm a
he's
celebrity.
deluded.
He's got a draw, which means if he loses to Crawford and he gets KO'd, he can still fill out Wembley with Brook.
I see that fight right now.
I don't want to. If he gets, listen, yeah. Well, that
When do you see the build-up, the first press conference between Brook and Khan?
Yeah, but that's not Khan then. That's Matchroom.
Khan is about his money, yeah. Khan, I believe Khan wants to milk the gravy train before
100%.
he fights Brook.
Yeah.
It's like if I fight Brook now and take that L,
Then I can't get
that's
Crawford.
an expensive L.
It's the other
I'll
way
get.
around.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Listen,
So
what you're saying is a very good point actually, because
There's a push on.
to be fair, if Khan is thinking like that, that's
He is,
very
definitely.
poor from Khan, because I think
That's
listen.
I don't rate Khan like
No,
that.
but listen. But what I'm saying is that if he fights Brook now and even takes the L, you can still fight Crawford. You can go
No,
and
he
fight
can't.
Porter.
No, he can't.
No, it's not. No, it's not that he can't. Of course he can. I'm saying that to us, man, in terms of ratings,
okay.
he can't in
But
terms of
their
pure.
matchups are
But
made
they
up
can
all
still
the time.
the
Come on,
matchup.
Canelo's fighting Rocky Forded.
This is what I'm saying. Like it's just Khan. You're at the latter stage
still
of
got
your
the
career.
name.
Yeah, you still got the
Khan
name.
is like, let me eat around, and then if
Right,
you're still
go.
there, I'll
Right.
fight you, innit?
Right.
But he's not eating.
But what I'm saying is,
He's not eating
What I'm saying,
anymore.
what I'm saying,
He wants
Khan,
to. That's what
what I'm
he
saying,
wants to
Khan, what Khan should do, which once again, he's trying to do the Mayweather thing, but it's not Mayweather. What he should just do is just say, listen, I'm not interested in fighting Kell Brook. It's just done.
Yeah, I
It's
hate
not-
all this.
Yeah, it's
He
just
made
excuses
you got to win a title
after-
before you fight
Yeah.
me. You got to do this way. You
147
got.
hydration clause.
Yeah,
This,
Khan
that.
is full of
Like,
nonsense.
Come on, bruv, just go and fight Crawford, Porter, and whoever you want to fight, and just leave it alone. Stop telling Brook. You done the whole shaking hands. We all saw the video of you
The
shaking
money,
hands,
the
saying,
money.
"Yo."
Now
all
he's
that.
saying it's the money. It can't be 50-50. It can't be split. It can't be
he just doesn't
because
want
I'm a bigger draw and all of
Which
that.
he is.
He's a bigger draw than Kell.
He is.
100%.
But I think him and his team were talking some
very
silly
deluded,
numbers
man.
before, man. The numbers they were trying to say.
He's just scared
They just-
of the L.
Yeah, he's just scared, especially to Brook.
Oh, yeah, to Brook.
Brook, he don't mind
by the
taking the
same
L.
time,
Canelo, Crawford.
Brook could
all
beat
those
Errol
guys.
Spencer's next thingy at 147 all day long. They could literally make it. Brook is not a
rematch.
waste man like that.
You know, it's,
Yeah, he's
you
not a
know,
waste man.
Yeah, you know what is with Brook as well? That's what I said, what Kev's saying. He needs to just do them type of... The Sarafi fights are done now. Because you can see...
No, he was rusty. He was that was a tune-up.
I know it's a tune-up fight, but what I'm trying to say with Kell Brook, when I've seen him recently, he just looks like a man that, if I'm not doing the big fights, it could just go all over for him. Like, it could be all over.
Carson, remember
for him.
Carson Jones? Carson Jones, they had to run that back.
I went to a press conference with Kell afterwards. The presser afterwards, he was like, "Listen, if that fight don't happen, he thinks it can come. We can come back to it." Kell's like, "If that fight don't happen, he must think like." I can go and fight Furman. I can go and fight these guys as well.
Yeah, just
so
go do
the
that.
same way he's talking, like to say, "Oh yeah," it's like, but the time is now. We're either gonna
Yes,
fight now
yeah.
or forget it.
And
Because
man-
I can fight big man just like you.
Go and do that. I'd rather him go and do that.
Yes.
Domestically, that was the fight we all want, yeah? It seems that Khan is ducking the fade. So, yeah, and I think if he does fight all these Furman guys, Kell, he's not done.
No,
Because
okay,
when Kell
Khan-
fights
Khan's messed up.
top guys, yeah, he raises his level.
Khan's messed up because he could turn around. If they never fought, if they never fight, and Khan, and they look at, and you look at Khan and you look at Kell, Khan will be able to rest on it and say, listen, of course I was better than him back in the day. Because if you look at opponents I was fighting, and when I started fighting them, when the Kell show up on the scene, I'm way better than him. He would rest on that.
That's still he's still resting on that now. That's
He
the
wants to,
only
and
thing
he, to me, he looks like a man ready to ride out to that. But the only thing is that's becoming an issue is his own people, his own fan base is like, are you ducking the fade?
You're still
Yeah,
ducking.
yeah, yeah.
You're
They
still
know he's ducking.
You were telling us that back then. You're still saying
Yeah.
the same story now. You're not on my level. Why should I fight you?
Yeah,
Shut up, man.
They know
Who
he's
you,
ducking.
bro?
Boring now.
Even
slumped left, right,
and the
centre.
thing I laughed about yesterday, yeah. Obviously, Khan was watching that fight yesterday, yeah, and Carl Froch was on the commentary, and I think he said like 3 times, like, yeah, Khan doesn't want that fight. Like, if I'm watching the fight, I'm hearing my name and say, yeah, Samson doesn't want that fight. I'll be like, oh, this
I don't think
guy.
he's built like that though. I don't think Khan's built like that.
I think they get into the industry and they change. I don't think they
because
all
once
say-
you get punched in the head, you think, nah, I might as well get paid for this.
Yeah, the
He's-
money.
he's not-
But
no,
that's
blame
and
the
that's
human
and
being.
that's where Eddie Hearn is like, well, I'm giving you the most money you're getting for any other fight. There's no other fight out there that pays Khan as much as Kell Brook right now. Because of the grudge, because it's in the UK. He couldn't fight he could fight Errol Spence
That's
and
a
not get
massive
as much.
fight.
And not
He
get
wanted
as much.
Pacquiao. He wanted Pacquiao. He wanted the
The only
Pacquiao fight.
person he can fight and get that kind of money is Mayweather. More money is Mayweather.
No,
Right
wants
now,
Pacquiao
right
for that.
now,
Pacquiao might have done
this is what I'm surprised about. Eddie
Pacquiao's
Hearn.
fighting
No, that was
Ramos.
on numbers, yeah.
No, this is what I'm surprised about Eddie Hearn before he took Khan on the free fight deal. I am very surprised that he did not make it a mandatory. That if you come under my promotional banner, you have to.
You wouldn't have
I
signed
couldn't
They
believe.
didn't wanna
you
sign
wouldn't-
it,
but
yeah.
then-
You wouldn't have
but then
signed
guess
it.
what? But then guess what? If you're not going to sign it, you weren't signed to me anyway, Khan. So go and do what you're doing. But guess what? This is why I think Khan's.
made
This
money.
is why I think Khan's team is smart. The way he's come back into boxing, he knows that Matchroom's the biggest promotional
Yeah,
thing
of
right
course.
now. Yeah, Eddie, I'll sign a free fight deal with you. I'll make a little. Yeah, but everyone just assumed you're going Matchroom. The match is going to happen.
Yeah.
I think probably Eddie Hearn probably assumed that was going to happen. But for someone like Eddie Hearn to be blindsided
If that don't
by
happen,
that,
then he's finessed them.
because that's what it's
If that don't happen, then
he's
he's finessed.
He's finessed the promotional company of Matchroom. Said, listen,
100%.
I'm back on the banner. This is my last fight with you
I saw
guys.
what, did you see Eddie Hearn's last interview with IFL when they asked it and they said, Cougar and Cassius asked him that, how would you feel if Khan makes the fight with Crawford? I won't be happy. Like, it was, you could see by his face. I'll tell him that I won't be happy, but I have to do my job, innit? I won't be happy.
He got finesse. So that's why I'm very surprised of
Yeah.
Eddie Hearn taking Khan
Desperation,
on.
you know, if you're not desperation, but you know, you think, why?
Not desperate, but
Right
right now,
Matchroom, you still make money from taking him on. If you
Even
don't
on the
take
profile
him
fight,
on,
you make money.
if you don't take him on, you're not gaining anything. But if you take him on, you gain something.
No, that's why I think, even going back to your point in terms of when he said, I'm not gonna like it, but obviously I'm still obligated to do it. He knows Khan brings him money. No, he knows that, but there's the other side of him that's just like, Khan, seriously?
This is the fight.
It's a big L on Eddie Hearn because he'll be like, so you mean you had both of them under your promotional banner
and couldn't make it happen. So this is
so
my
then
point. He
the
got
British
finesse.
fans that are already on you, they're already like, oh, you're
Yeah,
right.
but that's what I'm saying. I'm very surprised that Eddie Hearn did not have
But he was
that.
sure, you know, you're sure of something.
So I thought he had it. So even if
We all thought, it's gonna happen now.
even if Khan went up to him and said, listen, I want to do the free fight deal. If I'm Eddie Hearn, I'm like, listen, you know my promotional team is the biggest thing right now. So guess what? Number one fight and number two fight, you go pick.
But
You pick, but the third fight
has
to be Brook. Otherwise, I'm not taking you on.
Nah,
Just keep doing your thing.
Based on what
Probably
we're
had a verbal
talking about,
agreement.
but based on
Can't
what
do that
we're talking about, and when you think about it, based on what you just said, and then ask, what is it gonna happen? It's not happening.
Yeah, it's
I don't think it's happening.
because it seems like it makes for what Khan has been in his career and the kind of people they've been and the way they've moved. This makes the most sense. You're right. They were cold. They were cold, really cold, and they went with the hottest thing in Matchroom. Got the name all nice and warm and hot again, and now they're like, "Thank you very much. I'm out because I'm in position again to get the paydays. If I go and fight, if I keep losing to top guys, I can still go to the next level down and still fight some more top guys. But that's because they've built their profile to that level. That's why Mayweather is the cash cow. Is the guy that everyone wants to get knocked out by or take the L2. Even Canelo, because he realized I can still get this money.
But I'm gonna go against the grain. I think it will happen. I think the pressure will be too much.
On Khan.
And not just Khan, on the whole situation.
I feel like
financially.
On Khan,
what Khan's trying to do is not working though, because of his last fight. No one cares about that garbage. People are putting pressure. They're like, Khan, we've heard your story.
And he sees everything.
We don't care, innit? We want to see this fight. It's the one that's going to make you money, really and truly. If he goes to fight Crawford and he messes up and he gets... No one cares.
It's going to be in America.
No one cares.
No, wait, it's going to be in America.
Your point, if he was a British-based fighter like Kell Brook is, I would agree with you 100%. But because Khan has moved out there, he's built his profile to Americans who actually know who Khan is.
King Khan, they call him King Khan.
They
call him King Khan in America.
He's got a name.
My done a
Guy
fight.
that's getting chin checked.
What I'm saying is that
I don't know why, but I don't know why.
As a boxing fan, you're talking about from pure boxing in terms of Khan has not impressed you. His record,
casual fans.
but casual fans have
Bro,
seen
they
get
call him
knocked
King
out.
Khan, fam.
No,
Maidana.
I know he's got a big Asian following.
He's fought
like,
Peterson over there,
he's
Garcia.
got the Asians that will die for him. He's got, you
Yeah,
know,
they
they say
watch, they
fanboys.
tune in, yeah.
Khan has got fanboys. I know that.
Big time.
But what's the point going to, if he goes to America and he gets schooled by Crawford?
He can still come back and fight.
I don't think he
Because
can.
Crawford, where does he
I
go
don't
from
think he
there?
can.
Listen,
I don't think he
listen,
can.
listen.
Crawford is rated as one of the pound for pound guys.
There's
But
no shame.
Take that
There's
L,
no
yeah.
shame. So you can go.
You see,
into the
Kell,
next-
yeah? Kell, as good as he is, he's desperate. His profile is not there at all.
Yeah, we know that.
Even if Khan gets KO'd, Kell will still say, "I'll give me that fight." He wants that fight with Khan because on his record, okay, I had a bid for my legacy. I had a big domestic showdown, like we filled at Wembley. He wants that. Kell hasn't had anything like that.
That's why I think. That's why
He's
I
won
think,
the world title and he still didn't push on. Like
That's why.
He's a
That's why I
UK
think Eddie Hearn. That's why I think Eddie Hearn needs to go to Brook and say, "Listen, if it don't happen with this fight, I'm gonna feel ashamed.
No.
You're gonna no. Listen,
Brook.
you're gonna
To Brook.
yeah. I'm gonna feel ashamed as your promoter. I know you're gonna be frustrated. Any interviews about Khan, you don't say a word. You don't diss him. You don't praise him.
Make it
Do
like you
not
don't care
say
about him, yeah.
anything about Amir Khan.
start chasing the
Just
top
start
guys now.
chasing the other
That's
guys.
what he said. That's the last thing he
it.
said.
First
But what
yeah.
you just said, that's the last thing he last said. He turned around and said to the camera, "It's like I've had it up to here."
yeah, he said that in the ring.
There's
He couldn't
nothing-
have pushed
there's
you. You know
nothing-
that?
I can't.
He couldn't have pushed you on Sky
He said
Sports.
it.
On Sky Sports in the ring.
Yeah, it's
the guy that said for the
too
colourful
much.
language. That,
It's too much.
He's a pussy. I'm
It's
waiting
too
for the
much
top
for
guys
him.
now.
Think about it. This has been for about 2 or 3
Yeah,
years
yeah,
now,
yeah.
and he's a Sheffield boy. Whereas Khan runs off to America, no one gives him that smoke. But what about Kell Brook? No one says that nonsense to him. He'd have to go on the timeline to see it.
It's only here.
But Kell lives in about,
Everyone's
and
like
imagine
Khan, yeah.
man like me and Samuel and Dash or Coach walking down the road. Hey Kell,
you
when
gonna
you
fight
fight
Khan?
him, he's thinking, fuck off.
not getting
I'm
in the
trying to fight this guy. I don't want to fight him. No one's giving him that smoke though. So it's unfortunate. I don't think it's happening for those reasons. Amir Khan can run off and guys still have a career. Kell, unfortunately for you, but the general public aren't that educated to know it's not his fault.
I still think it can backfire for Khan.
Yeah,
in
any
terms
plan
of-
you have can backfire.
Because his last fight,
I think
He got
Khan-
dropped.
But I think
Yeah,
Khan.
he got dropped.
I think Khan in his stage of his career right now.
Yeah, he don't
I
care.
just don't think he cares.
Yeah,
like
that's,
that
and that's
about
why when you said the pressure on him, I don't think
he's got
he
dropped
cares.
so many times. He's been comatose before. It's just for him. It's just like you said. He just don't like Kell
know
Brook.
the-
It's
yeah,
personal,
yeah,
Kell
yeah,
Brook.
yeah.
It's really personal,
you know,
Kell
listen,
Brook.
unfortunately, the people that are chin checking him are serious
Solid guys,
guys.
yeah. No one's KO'd him.
That's why he don't care.
No, whoa.
That's why I think he
Prescott.
doesn't care.
Prescott.
No, but that was early in his
Prescott
career. He's
is a
talking
big
about now.
puncher though, even that.
All the guys that beat him, Garcia, I think Peterson beat him.
They won knockout.
They've won. They're like they're all top. Like,
Yeah.
do you get me? So
They're knockout artists, the ones that are
he
beating.
got dropped in his last fight. Man.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying about Khan. I think Khan's in a stage of his career where he just doesn't like Kell Brook. They just don't get
definitely
along.
not
He's
like
definitely
him.
not
They really
fighting.
don't get along.
He's definitely not fighting.
but only time will tell anyway. Yeah, it's been a good one, boy. Regardless of boxing, guys, look out for YouTube. We're gonna have a Team Talk link up on Derek Chisora, Dinian White. That'll be on YouTube soon. What the rematch?
They've sanctioned it.
Oh, yeah.
We were always saying what's gonna happen. What's gonna happen?
But listen, but Eddie Hearn in that interview that you said as well, I listened to a little bit. He said something that's very important. They've sanctioned it, not ordered it.
Yeah.
There's a difference, like you said. There's a difference between sanctioning and order. If the WCC said, we're ordering the fight, it has to happen
So if
next.
they sanction it, what?
If they sanction it, they're just basically saying, if you guys want to do it again, you've got our blessing. We'll tell Dominic Brazil, like Eddie Hearn said, to just step aside.
Who is
Step
Brazil
aside.
supposed to fight then?
He's the mandatory for
Wilder.
that belt.
Wilder.
Yeah, he's the mandatory for that. But they've sanctioned it. They haven't ordered it. So there's a difference. So
Oh,
now
politics in boxing is mad.
It's mad.
This is what I'm saying.
That's
That's what Eddie Hearn said.
switch over to UFC.
So wait, so what do you think is gonna happen now? Do you think they'll do it or?
If Wilder doesn't fight Fury next, I mean, I don't know what that says for his profile.
No, but they've
Why?
both said.
What, if he fights
they
AJ?
want to.
No, I see. This is what I'm saying. I think that even that AJ thing. Listen, I've always think that AJ was always going to beat him. Yeah, but I'm saying if I'm Wilder and the way everyone said, "Yo, Fury got robbed,"
exposed you, yeah.
the fact that you're gone into a next man.
Oh yeah.
shows me What
No,
you're really on.
I agree with him.
He has to
Basically,
fight Fury next.
Wilder's going around saying, "Yeah, I think I won. I dropped him."
No.
He's gone on ESPN, all these places, but he knows that when he's at home and he reads what everyone's saying, everyone says, "Wow, you got exposed." Now, I don't think you got exposed because I think Fury is one of a kind. So in the heavyweight division, yeah, no one can do what Fury did to Wilder.
Have you heard what Wilder's been saying though? Fury was talking about he's not sure right now, and Wilder from the very
Said I want
second,
the rematch. Yeah,
I want the rematch.
Wilder's a warrior.
He's
I
the
don't.
one
No,
that
no,
was-
no. Wilder's a warrior.
All this time, he's the one that's been screaming
Guess
it.
what?
Yeah.
Tyson Fury is so smart. Why do you think Wilder's pushing for that rematch? Because he knows he didn't win the first one.
Yeah, but my point is what
Fury's
you
just
said though.
Fury is just
Yeah, but
chilling
what
right
you
now.
said, it's not like he's ducking it, going, I escaped
I'm
it.
not
He
saying
wants
that-
to,
I'm
he
not
wants to
saying that
run
he's
around.
ducking it, but what I'm saying is that right now, Fury's just kicking back in his chair.
Yeah,
saying,
he's-
Wilder, guess what? If you don't dance to my tune,
Yeah.
you can go on to AJ.
But you just said-
But people
No,
wanna-
they said if we're gonna fight again, it has to be in UK. Wilder said that. Cool, let's go.
No, but what I'm saying is Wilder can say what he wants. He don't control his numbers and who signs the dotted line. He don't control. It's his manager, his promoter. They control it. So Wilder can say whatever he wants to say.
But why would his advisor say no to that?
They have said exactly the opposite. They've said we have to. The next fight has to be AJ.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
it has to be Fury. That's exactly
No,
what they've said.
but what I'm saying is that they can. There's a lot of things that are said in the public and all that, but in the background, what I'm saying is that I think they now look at Fury as a harder fight.
100%.
That's why.
100%.
So have you realized when AJ put out that post on Instagram saying,
That both of you can get it.
no, when he's that one when he said, Shelly Fingal came out and said, yeah, I think we're going to be interested in the AJ fight, as long as things are kept behind closed doors, and then AJ put on his caption thing, so what took these guys so long? We've been interested. Maybe Fury put the fear in him and he doesn't want to fight Fury again. Well done, Fury, but you lot can get the smoke. Either one of you can get the spot. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I think that they would rather fight AJ.
It was a hard fight.
Cash out.
It was Tyson Fury, Tyson Fury, he went up, my estimations of him went up. The guy, he bamboozled Wilder, like he messed him up.
But to me,
So people that are saying Wilder get exposed, personally, it might not be the exact same, but I think Fury will do that to AJ. That's why I feel. I feel like, what do you say?
He'll bamboozle anyone.
I feel like he could,
my thing right now with Wilder, going back to Wilder, if he's smart, he will take the rematch, go to Manchester, do the arena thing, build his profile in the UK.
What if you lose?
And then, well, that's the risk he's got to take. Yeah. Now, if he wins that fight, it boosts his profile even more
100%.
to go and fight
Wilder.
AJ in the summer.
Wilder should
I'm
go
saying
to fight
Wilder should
Fury.
go to Manchester, fight Fury in a rematch, build his profile even more in the UK. If he's confident in beating Fury, and if he beats him, then in the summer, him and AJ.
I feel like he knows, with the way that the judges looked out for him, if he goes to Manchester, I think Fury's won on
But
points.
what I'm saying, now he knows, and everyone knows that Fury won the fight. Now Wilder's gonna go there even more wild. I think he's.
No. He said he's not gonna be. What do you mean his fighting style?
Yes.
No, he said he was rushing his punches.
By the way, let me
If
say,
he
there's
does, no, what I'm saying,
profile
if
to
he does
raise.
that, what I'm saying, if he does that against Fury and tries to be tactical, you're not a tactical boxer, Wilder. Don't just be good at what
No, but you
you're
can
good
pick
at.
your. He was rushing, like the emotions got to him. He said it. He said like when I got in there, my adrenaline. Did you see when they were calling his name out? And he took up the mask, he was doing that, and he was doing like his face looks emotional. Like he looked like. Do you get me?
But what I'm saying is that if he doesn't knock out Fury cold, I'm talking about colder than what he did in the 12th round. If he doesn't do that, he's gonna lose that. He's gonna lose that title. If it goes to 12 rounds like it did before, he will lose that title.
Yeah, if it was Manchester.
Yes,
yeah,
in Manchester, he will lose that title.
But that's why do you do that then? If
What do
you're
you mean?
Wilder, do you go over there and
Well,
do that?
listen, if I'm Wilder, I know that everyone knows that Fury won. He knows because you can even tell at the bell. The bell speaks thousand
he
words.
was
When they
sure.
said it was a draw, what did Wilder do?
Smiling.
Yeah, thank you for the draw. What did Fury do?
Wait, hold on 1 second. There is no world in which Wilder wins a decision against
Fury.
any of these top guys. He doesn't have the
he-
skill set
yeah,
to win against any of these top
KO
on
these top
points.
two, yeah.
On points. So it's good points. So at that moment, if Fury never got up miraculously in that 12th round, the profile is no higher for AJ and Wilder to meet right now. If that was the next fight, it doesn't get no bigger.
Fury.
It's clear.
It would've been mad.
It would have been just everything stops.
Yeah.
It would have been Mayweather Pacquiao levels,
Yeah.
at least in this
I agree.
country, and I think they would have been able to drive it home and sell it in America.
That fight would have been in Vegas.
That's what they were hoping. That was
If
That
that
fight,
was-
AJ Wilder.
For Wilder to beat Fury.
Yeah, that was
and
the
then
plan.
next one, okay, yeah.
That
Day
would have
off,
been. It
2
would
year
have been.
layoff, not the same guy.
Fury getting up, spoilt for
Do you
me.
see the Harlem shit? He thought he done it. He thought,
Yeah, money is coming.
bag.
Yeah, that 50 mil, 100
His
mil.
wife was jumping like you had the bag.
the bag.
Fine, listen.
But right now, he's like I said, he has to come to Manchester. He has to. I mean, listen. I'm saying right now.
And Fury went to Germany. He went to America,
even if he goes and fight AJ next, I know, like you said, that's the cash out.
Oh, what about this?
That's for me.
What about if AJ fights Fury?
I think until the only people that's gonna make that fight happen is BT Sports and Sky Sports. If they get in the back room and talk to each other and say, listen, let's cut this nonsense out. Fury and AJ is gonna make tons of money for us. On your pay-per-view,
AJ don't want that.
That's not gonna happen.
No.
That's not gonna happen.
AJ right now would take Fury right now.
Of course.
He would take Fury or Wilder.
The reason why
AJ has that mentality, you know.
Stupid,
He's
you
not
know.
dumb.
I think AJ thinks he's got a better chance beating Fury
Yes,
than
because
Wilder.
he's smarter than Wilder.
Because Wilder could just mess up your whole barbecue, bro. Like he could just one punch.
100%.
One punch.
What you're saying is what you just said.
And Wilder carries knockout power to the very
Oh,
last
you're saying AJ would rather fight Fury than Wilder
yeah.
because he's got lesser risk of getting knocked out.
Yeah. Listen,
AJ thinks he will fuck up Fury.
If your biggest worry is how this guy is awkward and stuff, you're gonna wanna. If I tell you and say this guy is awkward, he's hard, and he could be awkward, but this guy can. You can upset your game. You could be winning. You could be clear.
That's the thing about Wilder. That's so annoying.
This is why.
No, that's why I love him.
This is why AJ is in a fantastic position. If he goes to fight Fury and he beats Fury, Wilder, you thought you was the B side before. You're gonna be the C side right now.
definitely.
Because I beat the guy you can beat. That's number one. If I now go and fight Wilder instead of Fury and I beat Wilder. Fury, guess what, Fury? I've got all the belts now. You say you're the lineal champion or whatever. Go to BT Sport, talk to them, and let's get this fight going.
Nah, I think they've boxed. I think they've boxed AJ. I think they've boxed him out. I think they can run it. They can run a rematch again. He has to go and fight White. I think they might have boxed him out.
Yo, listen. Rob, we're trying to say the same thing for the AJ. The AJ is not fighting Fury. The only fights on the table is the rematch or Wilder versus AJ. There is no AJ Fury fight next. No way. The only reason why I'm saying that is because if you're gonna turn around and say there's the belts, all the belts, it's either all the belts. Or the
What's the point of trying to?
What's the point?
You can lose to Fury and lose those belts. But
listen to what I'm saying. If you can't hash out a deal with Shelley Finkel and Wilder's people and all that sort of stuff.
Did he already hash that deal?
If they hash out a deal, why is there no fight signed? Until the fight is signed, there's no deal.
They just finished. They don't sign it that fast.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
If there's nothing signed, then there's no fight.
No, what I'm talking about Wilder and
AJ,
Wilder and Fury have just they've both agreed that fight is next.
That's them two.
AJ's got to go and fight the next opponent.
But what I'm saying is that, like you said, your earlier point, AJ's the bag. That's what it is. But guess what? I never thought HBO and Showtime would work together. I never thought that with Mayweather and Pacquiao. Yeah. But when there's money involved, these companies put that feelings to the side for one big mega fight. Yeah. So if Fury and BT Sport can come together with Sky and thing, they will make the fight. That's why even Eddie Hearn is even talking more about Fury now. He surprised me. He's done this. Because he knows that, Fury against AJ, I think things more smarter than Wilder. That's how Eddie Hearn's thinking. I think AJ is more smarter than Wilder. He wouldn't fall for things games. Yeah. That's what I said about the pre-match, the pre-press conferences and that. You're not going to see AJ's team and that pushing Wilder and all that. They're going to be smart with it.
Because Eddie Hearn is going to pull Fury to the side. Yeah, fuck that American guy.
This is what I'm saying.
There's money in UK,
But then obviously him and Frank Rowan have to also get it. But when it comes to money, these men put the feelings aside.
It will be interesting.
It will be an interesting one. Guys, it's been a very good podcast. This has been the longest one yet, I've enjoyed this one. We were 2 hours. No, I'm not chopping it. I'm throwing it like this. Yeah, man. It's been a good one. All right. So, till next week, lads.